Do you like black sheep, Par?
I am black sheep.
All right, I was not expecting that answer. So, your favorite character Hachi is on the cover page this week, and that's pretty cool. It looks like he's digging a grave for Ida, right?
You're right. Yeah, you're cooking. Snow's, dude, it's too early. Do fishmen feel cold?
Do fishmen feel cold? Yeah, I think so. I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure
because
you
I'm
could freeze
wondering,
them.
because like I was thinking about it because like Fishman Island is apparently an extremely cold winter island, which is why the currents of One Piece, like the undersea currents, they all go to Fishman Island, and that's why we had like the ship graveyard and stuff. So like on the way there, Nami's like it has to be like a super extremely winter cold island. But then on top of that, they're like what 20,000 feet underwater, so it's all so
Yeah.
cold. And I was like, damn. So Jinbei's like should never be in a sweater, right? Because like if you just step outside of Fishman Island, it's cold, and we've seen them. So it's not like when Shirahoshi went out to Hody and it was like, no, stop. It's not like she all of a sudden like started shivering, right? She's out there almost naked.
I like
You
to
know what I mean?
imagine
Like,
if you're a fishman, your body just adapts really fast. They don't
yeah, yeah.
feel
Oh,
temperatures.
only in water though, but on land they feel it. On land they feel it.
It could also be like an oars thing, where it's like, oh, they don't feel temperature, but their body feels it. So if they think they're cold, they wear a sweater
Wait,
just to save the body.
that was because Ors was dead and a zombie.
Yeah,
It wasn't because when he was
this is a little
alive
bit
he was
different.
like how oh, see, different or a little difference
Their temperature
crazy. There,
receptors are turned off. It's as
so
simple
you're
as that,
comparing a
Par.
living fishman to a corpse. Like, is this racism or is this
No,
what is
no.
this?
Sometimes we share similarities with like corpses. Sometimes, like when I'm
Okay.
sleeping, let me tell you, I don't move an inch, brother. You could mistake me for a dead
Ah,
body.
true, true, true. Yeah, yeah. And maybe that's what all of Elbaf is doing. Maybe when Ida went like this, it was just she fell asleep.
Yeah. Have they checked to see if she was breathing? I don't know, man.
I don't trust Gerd. I don't trust Gerd as far as I could throw her, bro. Like she gave the most realistic. Like I don't even think my doctors would say that's my recovery time for those injuries. They'd be like, "Nah, you'd be good in like 2 months, 3 months."
Yeah, I just love the thing where it's like, hey, we're looking for a doctor, hired him. Let's leave Elbaf, and then there's a doctor right beside him, and it's like, damn, dude. Which I mean, the
Yeah.
Elbaf medicine doesn't work, so yeah, Garrett can't do it realistically, but still, it's like, damn, Garrett, like you should be a little bit knowledgeable.
And then like it implies that she's not like a doctor yet. So now I'm wondering like where does she become a doctor? Like does Saul have a does he have a
I think she was
doctor's
already a
a
doctor.
medical school? Is she?
Yeah, I mean, we don't have like a timeline on when she started her doctoring journey, but I like to imagine it already started.
It could be, but I mean, yeah, I like to think when they form the new giant pirates, that's like she's at least like medical grade. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, it looks like
like
the new
she could do
giant
first
warrior
aid.
pirates were already established when they left because they were on the
Yeah,
Naglfar
yeah.
and they had their Jolly Roger. And another
hmm
thing too is that
hmm
it's like a subtle thing, but when Hiruden got whooped by Loki as a kid, Garrett was the one treating the boo boos.
Yeah, but I could do that. You're not gonna call me a doctor. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
I'm
but you
saying
could
there's a
say that
diff.
it was there all along. Like doctoring's in the
Okay,
bloodstream. Which I mean, you're Indian, so
okay. So the question I'm basically asking is like, is she a licensed doctor or is she
I mean,
like
is
Hero
Chopper a
Luke?
licensed doctor?
Yeah, yeah. Dr.
Is he?
Kreha taught him for years. Yeah,
But he
he
doesn't have his
passed.
license like in the real world. I mean, okay, so you're looking for like training or mentorship essentially.
Not it's that, but also like what are we?
This is the
What
world
does
of One Piece
doctor
part. I don't think
mean?
anybody's like, "Oh, like who trained you to be a doctor before you treat me?" Actually.
I mean, actually, that was the thing. Caesar was like, "Bro, who taught you medicine?" And then he was just like, "Dr. Kreha's the best."
You
And
know, it
then,
would be
but
cool
doc,
if Gerd was self-taught though, would it not? Gerd learned from around the world thanks to the library that Elbaf has. She has knowledge from Ohara, knowledge from the East Blue, West Blue, South Blue, North Blue. She has knowledge from Paradise.
I got the perfect power scaling. You know what's crazy? We can tell the quality of medicine on Elbaf because of last arc. Kuma searched the globe for medicine for Bonnie, and he never even attempted. There was no Elbaf. That's crazy. Now you
What if
think
it
about
just
it. He
doesn't
went
know
to
where
an
Elbaf
island
is?
of birds. There's so many places where how would he know where Weatheria is? Like,
No, it's just
it's
RNG.
crazy. It's not RNG. What do you mean? He was
No,
sailing.
yeah, and then he just stumbled upon with area. Yeah,
He sailing, stumble. You can't just stumble upon with
you
area.
can
I'm just
because
saying
they literally dock at islands.
they don't dock. Okay, that's crazy. They dock in the sky and float
Yeah,
down
and then
by
they
bubble.
float down. You're gonna see them. So if you're visiting a town, you could easily see one of those old guys come down. You're like, hey, you look scientific. Can you
Yeah, and you're telling
give
me
me some
you're telling me
medicine?
he searched the entire globe with the fruit that allows him to also fly, and he's never seen the biggest island of One Piece with the biggest tree with the biggest
I mean,
everything.
the
Like,
problem with that logic is that Elbaf is like near the end of the Grand Line, end of the New World. Kumu just couldn't make it there at that point. He was just too weak.
so he decided to choose Tequila Wolf. He's like, you know what? Who has medicine? These slaves. Let me go free them too. It's crazy that he's never even like.
It's
Also,
because he
it's
heard a
also crazy
rumor that a
because
doctor was locked up.
but there's extra craziness because while he's not while he's looking for it, but like during the time when he's post Sorbet Kingdom, that's when how many years ago was Sorbet Kingdom actually? Like when he did the first revolution thing and then he joined, that was like 26 years ago.
I do not remember.
I think it's over 20 years ago. I'm pretty sure because like Bonnie's not there. All this, yeah. It's like, I'm gonna say over 20 years ago. But point is that that as per this flashback, this is when this is when our boy Harold is trying to beg for everybody. Everybody forgive the Ancient Giants. He's in the newspapers. He's in Marriage Law. Like this guy is either front news evil, front news good. He becomes a holy knight. There's is an interesting separation there. Obviously, when he does the Vegapunk stuff, that's like what 14 years ago, so right when Harold dies, and then Bonnie's 12 years ago, so that's like that's a separation. Yeah, the world government part. But prior to that, it's not like all this time up until Elbaf, it was always been like, oh, the Giants are this obscure thing that the world doesn't know about. No, Harold's been making his rounds across the world, and the world government has been doing a propaganda campaign against them. So regardless if it's good or bad, you know about Giants, you know about Elbaf. It's not this myth. Like we went to an island and they're like, oh, that's the king of Elbaf, and he's beating up on some other giant. Giants are everywhere. It's just like it's not as secret as when it like in the Straw Hats go to Little Garden. Oh my God, it's giants. And
I didn't know
VV
they
too.
existed.
Yeah, like VV's like, oh my God, giants, and it's like, bro, you tell him like she's been to a reverie too. So like, and she's probably been to a reverie that like Harold was trying to go to. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, how long he was 18 years ago? No, how long was he? It was 20 years ago. To how long was Harold a Holy Knight for?
He was a holy knight for. It started at God Valley, right? Well, no, I guess
No, not God
Yeah,
Valley.
it
It
didn't
was like a
start
little bit
there.
after.
That's when he was
Yeah,
just working for them.
yeah.
I
He
don't
was like,
remember the
when he get
exact
the Abyss
timeline. It
mark.
was
I think the Abyss.
it was like right when Roger died.
Yeah. So then Vivi's probably been to like a reverie where like, or at least she had heard about it, right? Dang, maybe Vivi knows about like Cobra and Vivi because Cobra was probably there at the one that what's his face
The
Harold
admiral
and Rox
died.
met.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dang, we got Cobra died too. Now I get it. Now I know I you killed Cobra. Imagine Cobra is one of the kings that got like captured and he was just memeing. We
No,
still don't have
he
any
wouldn't
insight on
be.
that.
Cobra's too
I
strong
know
for that.
there's some people's theories are that like, oh, Cobra is the one who let Harold in. Like before we got the actual scene, they were like, oh, Cobra's probably the friend that like let Harold in. And I was like, huh, that's interesting. I don't know, but like, I guess we'll find out. And then he kidnaps five kings, and then we don't see them. I wonder. I
It
wonder
would be
like
funny if it
what
was
Rocks did with them.
actually King Cobra, because it would make Vivi's line of like not knowing about giants even sillier.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Harold didn't kidnap them, but he was present there. But like, how did he get in and all that stuff? Like, he was a guard for somebody in that kingdom. Like, who was it? Right? We did we? I don't know if we got the details from that, but
No, we did not.
I also wonder what happened with rocks, right? Because like, your five nations of the world government just had their kings like killed, and then there's like no explanation, and rocks just they blamed it on rocks, and it's like, did he kill them? Did those kingdoms also forget about rocks, or did they live on for the next 38 years? Curse rocks. Rocks is the villain, right? We haven't landed anywhere where that's the case, but that'd be
Yeah,
kind of
it's
cool.
one
The
of those
next place
things
we
that
go
Oda
to.
just kind of skips over. He's like, let's not pay too much attention to that one. That's a lot to
He
flesh out.
could do it later. He could
I
be
mean, he
like, ah,
could.
this is one of the five kings. Tajin Kingdom, Aegis Kingdom. Like all those kingdoms are related to that.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
it'd
I
be
mean, he
hilarious
definitely
if it was
could, but I just
Lucia.
wouldn't hold my breath on it though.
It'd be crazy if it was Lucia, because then it'd be like Eris, Rocks kidnapping their king. Maybe that's how they met. That'd be kind of
Yeah,
fun.
he goes back to apologize and he sees Eris there. He's like, whoa, wait a minute. This is cool.
I still wonder about that Dr. Blackbeard. How did he get his license? No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
I just ask about every single person. Oh, how did he get it? I don't know. Who taught this guy? And then who taught him?
Yeah.
What if he's actually just fake? So
Ace burned him for it.
we go
Ace
on to
burned
the
him for it.
chapter and we see that we're still 15 years in the past, and the Giants, they're making some moves, man. They're striving towards peace. And a big factor into that, not only was Harold, but the Giants in the Navy. They're doing so much good around the world that people are starting to like Giants. And not just that, but Umit, our guy, is over here, delivering some nice cedar, delivering some alcohol. Like, just pretty much everything from Elbaf is being loved right now. Everything is looking good
Mhm.
for Harold. And it's funny because, this is without Harold officially joining the world government. So, when you really look at it, you could just say, yeah, I mean, change, it comes naturally, slowly. Like, if Harold never joined the WG or never wanted to join, things probably would have just improved naturally, as long as, the Giants didn't start rampaging again. It's kind of cool to see.
Or this is how propaganda works, and they only like it because they're good. Like if he had the bad reputation at Elbaf, they're like, this cedar sucks.
Oh my God,
That
yeah.
would,
Yeah.
I mean
Saturn
that
slips him a $20 bill, say it's bad.
Mhm.
Or,
No, yeah,
before he
yeah.
delivered to town, drop it on the floor.
Well, I mean, that is
Say
what
a giant
happens.
attacked
Like
you. Yeah, it could.
we
It
could
could.
have things, and then America's just like, hey, this shit sucks, and it's like, oh, those nasty clankers or whatever.
That's what I would
Insert
do.
yeah, yeah. I mean, that's essentially the world government parody Oda is doing. But the what's interesting is there's no Atom Wood they're talking about. They're only talking about that cedar.
Dude,
Where's the how
nobody
come
cares about Adam, but even these guys know that it would get no diffed.
it's yeah size Sai's taking it out on all those people who gave him gave him trauma in the past on this
Yeah.
Adamant thing. It's just funny because like Harold, like when you think about it, Elbaf probably has some of the most revolutionary things for the rest of the world, like Sunstone, right? Like you were saying, right? Like the most vanilla take on global politics is good products will be like taken on face value, right? But then you have the politics in, and then we see that like no one was accepting Harold until he joined the world government. But you would want to think like if their cedar was good and he's doing all this trade, he would be accepted regardless. And he did have allies, but the world government was so opposed to it. And then I'm thinking like, damn, if Harold really wanted to throw it back, he would give out Atomwood and he would give out Sunstones. And then what would people say? Because then you can't, he's giving out like straight up magic. You know what I'm saying? Like Atomwood and Sunstones is like magical to the rest of the world. And it's like, could they continue to be like racist and politically opposed to him just because they're aligned with the world government and they're reading Morgan's paper about how like, oh, if giants flip over while they're sleeping, you might get crushed. And it's like, okay, so don't sleep next to them, Garp and Sengoku. Like they were the ones who were reading that headline. But and that it's actually funny because that conversation Garp and Sengoku had, Garp was actually demonstrating that by saying that like, hey, I don't know why we're being racist to them. Their strength is just strength. We have to look at it as it is. And he was the only one giving it that straight thing in the world government. Sengoku was like, yeah, if it were up to me, there would be no qualms to adding them, right? Which, it's kind of interesting. And you'd think that Harold would at least flood the market with Atomwood. Imagine that. Imagine that.
Or
That'd be so
maybe he's
cool.
afraid. Maybe he's telling everybody that Elbaf doesn't have Atomwood or Sunstones because he's afraid there's going to be like a takeover of Elbaf. Like, oh my god, the minute I introduce this to the market, everybody's going to attack Elbaf for our resources.
Yeah, you know
They're
what's
going to kill the
interesting about that
giants.
too? It's interesting because they have an embassy that is a one of one in One Piece, and like that's primarily for people who like immigrate into Elbaf. And that's something we kind of haven't seen like super like we've saw the ships going to Elbaf, but we haven't seen humans interacting with the giants on Elbaf. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole thing when the Straw Hats show up, they're like, "Oh my God, puny humans! Oh my God, your skin's blue. You're like this." And it's like it's kind of interesting when you think about it, because Harold's whole thing was like, "Hey guys, you don't have to be scared of Elbaf." But I guess like the humans were just too scared. They're like, "Here's the food, Harold," and then they sail away. Oh no, we don't have to bring this up. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
they're going to
Like,
eat us.
yeah, yeah. Like even Ida's bar. Ida's bar was like she said, like, oh yeah, I got to see people all over the world, but we don't see it, right? And Ida's bar is less like, it's in the underworld,
Yeah,
technically,
it's literally off
theoretically,
the
right?
coast.
Yeah, yeah. So it's kind of interesting, but I do find it funny that they taped Loki to the tree there because then he's like the greatest deterrent to to immigration. He just needs to scream, "Wah!" and they're like, "What was that? It's a monster!" And then they just leave.
I'd
Do you think
leave.
Kid would be afraid if he heard
No,
Loki from afar? Do you
he
think Kid
wouldn't.
would run in?
Kid would
Do you
run
think Kid
in.
would lose to Loki while he's chained?
No.
Do you think Kid is strong enough to rip the chains off of the tree with his magnetism?
I think. Oh, well. Sea Stone. No. I think the railgun would probably kill Loki, though.
All right, that's fair. I mean, yeah. If it didn't, okay. How about this? You, as the greatest Atom Tree hater, do you think his railgun would make a dent in the Atom Wood, or like go through
It would
and
make a dent.
through? Oh, but it wouldn't go through and through.
I don't know. Like, even thinking about, like, Zoro, right? I don't
Yeah,
think he should be able to cut the entire Atom Tree by himself.
yeah, 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 yeah. I
So,
agree. I
yeah, I
agree.
don't think Kid with his railgun would be able to destroy or, like, pierce the Atom Tree fully.
Yeah, yeah. That'd be funny though. It's like that Naruto thing with like Sasuke and Naruto where they do the thing on the water thing and then Sasuke is like, haha, I won. And then there's just an opening on the backside of Naruto's, like, I don't
Oh,
know, kid doing
yeah.
something like that. Yeah, and he just doesn't know his damage and you see the backside of the tree and it's just
Man, I
destroyed.
felt bad for Sasuke when that happened. I was like, no, Sasuke, don't
Why?
look at it.
Don't look back
No, don't look back,
there.
Sasuke, please.
Please.
You did that, not
Yo,
Naruto.
yeah. No, but that moment, the thing was that was the moment that set him on the path to be cool in Shippuden, right? Like, because up until then, like
I mean,
Naruto
that
had
caused him to be
everything.
evil for a little bit, so yeah, it's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah, we needed that. Sasuke needed that. If he didn't get it there, he would get clobbered by like three-tailed cloak Naruto later on,
I mean,
and
he
we'd be like,
literally
oh
got whooped
shit.
right afterwards. I think that is when the Sound 4 came in, and then Sasuke was like, yeah, I'm not taking handouts. And then the Sound 4 like whoop his ass. He's like, actually, what's up with the curse mark again?
Yeah,
Can
didn't
you repeat
they?
that?
Did they whoop his ass fully, or was
They
I
whooped
thought
his
like the
ass
curse
fully.
mark like activated a little bit and then he couldn't like do shit with it? Was
It
that? I
was a
thought
little
the
bit half and half, I think.
oh, okay, 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 yeah.
Yeah, I think
But
the
yeah,
curse
yeah,
mark
they would
activated,
have.
but it wasn't like a detriment at that point.
Yeah, I mean, also some of those powers are kind of broken for like those kids. Like when you really think about it, I feel like even in Boruto, like remembering the sound for it's like those are kind of nuts. You know what I
Oh
mean? Like the
yeah.
sound one, the spider one, and the bone one. Oh, the bone one wasn't even included in that original part. He came in later, right?
Yeah, he was like the leader of the Sound Four, essentially.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Damn. They should
Kimimaru.
have a filler in
He was
Boruto
so
where they give
strong
him,
they gave him cancer.
yeah, leukemia or some shit, right?
Yeah, he was the original body that Orochimaru wanted, but they was like, "Oh my god,
That's a
it's
good one.
poisoned. It's dying. I can't give my body to
Yeah,
Orochimaru anymore. We need Sasuke." It's a cool plot point.
yeah. Not even Orochimaru can cure cancer. That's crazy.
Yeah. Kind of insane,
Yeah,
huh? Like we could literally cure everything in the Naruto universe except for Kimimaru's sickness.
yeah,
That's a
yeah.
big
He can't.
Orochimaru L.
He has revival, reincarnation, jutsu.
He can like die and like respawn in a body. Like, what do you? Oh, yeah, no, literally, he pops out of the curse mark later, but he just
Yeah, yeah.
cannot cure Kimimaru, or
He's
at
made.
least, I don't know, make him reincarnate.
Yo, Voldemort
What are we
even would be
doing?
like, "Yo, how you do that?" And then Orochimaru's just like looking at him, but like, "But you guys can like cure cancer and shit over there." Like,
It'd be so funny, like if there's like an actual god that comes down and he's like spreading miracles, turning water into wine, but he goes to like a hospital and he sees a kid with cancer. He's like, I can't fix this.
shit,
This
brother,
this
that's
is
not
the one
me.
thing I can't do.
Yeah.
Like, damn, bro, really? Like, this is it? This is where we
Oh
draw the line?
God. That's so funny. Not even in fiction they can create a cure for it. Maybe they don't
Yeah.
want to give people hope. That's probably what it is. They like because then you have kids in the cancer hospital be like, Orochimaru, please.
I mean, didn't
Because they don't
Superman
have,
do like something in the comics too, or was it like just like a little fan art? Like Superman comes down and the kid's like, Superman, can you save me? He was like, no, I can't. But let me tell you, son, you're fighting the greatest battle of them all. And it's like a kid with cancer. It's like,
I
damn,
feel like
dude.
in all the years that has to have come out at some point, right? But
Yeah.
I still my
It's like a
I
sweet
forget
superhero thing, right? Like
which
Batman or
Batman.
Superman saying, hey, kid, stay strong. You're fighting
Well,
opponents harder than the Joker.
in the Batman, I think it was Batman, is like Batman had a cancer ray, and then one of the villains like
Oh, it was
shot.
Joker.
Yeah, yeah, and then like that was,
Yeah.
and then they're like, he just like it was one of the goons, and he was just like, I'm gonna go home to my family, and then the guy's just like, shit, man, like that was too far. I forgot who they were talking to. That was crazy.
Yeah, the Cancer Ray and Batman. They hit him and he's like, whoa, that's too mean. Whereas Joker's like
Yeah,
torturing and killing people. It's like, I don't know, man.
that was
Like, yeah,
wild.
cancer sucks, but I mean, Joker's literally killing people like every other minute. So,
Yeah,
is this where
yeah.
we're drawing the line?
No, but that makes sense then. Like, oh yeah, like Kishimoto didn't want kids to like, Orochimaru, please cure my cancer. They'd have
Yeah.
to give it to Tsunade. They'd have to do that.
Tsunade, a doctor who's afraid of blood, is so funny. I hated
She
that
got
plot
over
point in the
it.
beginning. Yeah, she got over it like in 10 episodes, but I remember like reading that as a kid and watching it, and I hated it. I was like, yo, Tsunade's buns, man.
Well, it wasn't necessarily like because there's people who are afraid of blood, but it's just that the blood reminded her of her like
Her
nephew,
late,
right? And
yeah, her late like ex-boyfriend or something.
yeah, and the kid. Like it was a twofer, and that's why she was just and then she saw Naruto in him or something. Or I don't remember. But point is like it wasn't necessarily the blood. It was just that like anything medical related just triggered her into the thing. Which that part made sense, but I know it like in that I forget like the scene. It was like the blood showed up and then like it was literally life or death and she like froze and it's like it wasn't medically related at that point. It was just like, hey, like if you don't like bring out the slug right now, like everyone dies. Like, and
That
she didn't
happens a
bring out the
lot in
slug then.
anime where like characters hesitate over like the funniest things. I'm like, come on, lock in.
Well, it is because it's made for kids, so kids do that. That's normal for kids. It has to be relatable for the shonen demographic, you know?
I don't know if
Us adults.
anybody looks back at that with fondness in their eyes. They're like, oh, this is amazing. I actually love that scene. It reminds me of my struggles.
I forget. It was that was. Damn. Oh yeah, he had the Rasengan then,
I
right?
feel
That
like
was what was
kids
nuts about
relate
that.
more to Rock Lee than Tsunade's medical plight.
Hey, what are you talking about in Asia? Just because you grew up in separated from the sorry, you gotta be a doctor. You know what are you talking about? All of them had to be doctors, and then Kishimoto gave
No,
some of
wait,
them an
I forgot to tell you, I
excuse.
was gonna be a doctor in the very beginning.
What? Okay. What do you mean by in the very beginning? When, like,
When I was first
in the
conceived,
dawn of Sai.
when I was
Like,
first conceived, my mom was reading medical books to me growing up. You
yeah,
guys were reading
me
about
too
Winnie the Pooh.
there.
I was reading about Ashmir goes to the hospital.
Yeah. Hit me with the, oh, I was always fated to become a doctor. Check this out. I was born in a hospital. Cool.
Yeah, it's a full circle. Do you think doctors think of it like that? Like this is a full circle moment. They look around. They're like back where I started.
That needs to be
That's so stupid,
an
man.
entrance paper. Like, why do you want to be a doctor? Well, surprise, surprise. I started out a hospital and I want to end up at a hospital. Like, it'd
Yeah,
be
and then
so
they're like, "Wait, you were born at this hospital?" No, 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 just hospitals in general.
yeah.
I wasn't born on this one. Just hospitals though. Speaking of hospitals,
Uh-huh.
isn't it crazy that Hyruden couldn't find a single damn doctor to help Ida? Isn't that so funny, dude? He legit came back home with nothing.
Empty-handed. No stories to talk about. Like that, you know what? I'm with
No,
you.
I tried.
I need Hired like after this flashback is done, right? Because Loki is exonerated. I don't think there's anyone who's like, no, it doesn't make sense, right? I think everything that Loki has done up to this point, we exonerated it right when we saw how he got born, right? And then we're like, all right, Loki, it's fine, right? And then like the whole dad situation, sure, Hired. You guys didn't ask him in the first place, whatever. But I kind of do want Hired to give us explanations for so much of this backstory. Like, where were you when this happened, Hired? What were you doing, Hired? Like now I feel like Hired needs to apologize to Loki and be like, I'm so sorry I made you go through all of that all by yourself, right? And it's like, but then also like we only saw Loki bully Hired like when they were super kids. But then after that, it wasn't like that bad. And he liked Ida. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of interesting because like when they were kids, we knew that they got bullied. But I remember you saying it too. It's like kids are kids. That happens, right? But in their adult life, I haven't have we seen Loki like be mean to Iron
Not
like until the
really.
current? Yeah, until the current,
And
which is
it's
like
so
kind of
odd
interesting.
thinking about like giant years too. Because it's like, dude, like you guys live 3 times longer than humans. You have 3 times
Yeah.
more interactions than humans, and you still don't like Loki? You had like 8 years, 6 years to talk to Loki, and you never did? Like, what's going
Yeah,
on here?
I know
We
families in the
haven't
real
seen them
world that
interact
got
at
over
all,
crazy.
really, as adults.
Yeah. And like I get it. Like the stuff that Hired went through because of Loki was rough. But like when you really think about it, like Loki's idol beat his ass up. You know what I'm saying? Like Rox, we saw Rox like leave him with a sword wound. Their first interactions, he sucker punches him in the gut to severely injure him so that Harold would come back. And Loki still like looks up to him, right? Hiredin's an interesting one because like the insult that we saw is like your mom's dirty blooded. Okay. And then when he's an adult, Loki loves Ida. Like you can't tell me otherwise, right? Like there's not a
Yeah, it's a
he's
little bit
straight
odd.
up yeah. So that's where I'm like, I just need some explaining here, Hired. Wait, what were you? I want to see what he was doing on this trip. Was he really looking for medicine?
I don't know. Loki, like you said last chapter, he really liked Ida. He was getting her food, he was hanging out, the bar's his spot. Hiredin lives there. Like, Hiredin literally lives with her. And this has been going on for years. Like, literally
Yeah.
since God Valley, all the way to this point in time, which is what, like 14 years? Yeah, like 24 years right there. Loki should have been with Hiruden, and Hiruden should have realized that Loki was growing warm. Hiruden still has a lot of resentment towards Loki, which makes sense, but after 24 years, you'd like to imagine, I guess my brother's getting better. but he still
Yeah,
hates him
and
turn day.
even if you want to do the human conversion, like, but Par and Sai, that's 8 years in human years. And it's like, okay, even 8 years
Eight
is still
years
all.
living with somebody is kind of crazy, man. Like, you know,
Yeah,
at some
Harold's
point, Stockholm syndrome kicks in, and you're like, oh, maybe he's actually kind of decent. I
yeah,
don't
Harold's letting
know.
them live in the castle and all that stuff. She doesn't want to, but like they're not there's not like there's no reason for tension right now, right? Beforehand, but even when we're talking about beforehand, it's like what? Like the first 14 years of Loki's life or something like that, the pre-20s. He's like 8 years old. And Hiredin's like 20 years old in human years or whatever. And it's like, yeah, you're like he's a college student and he's an elementary school student. And the elementary school student beat up the college student and said your mom's dirty blooded and couldn't get over it. And it's like it's kind of not getting over it. I get it, guys. It's traumatic, whatever. But even then, we've seen worse shit happen and people forgave it. You know what I'm saying? In One Piece, you know? Like, it's kind of crazy. Like, in reality, like, Luffy got his ass beat for Ace and Sabo, and he's like, should he hold gripes for that? You know, he chose it, but it's kind of like, damn, why didn't they come sooner? Right? Like,
Well, where
it's
were
like,
they? Hanging out.
yeah. Yeah, it's a bunch of interesting things.
Yeah,
Nami
which
had to forgive Jinbei
Jinbei.
and Hachi,
And
you
even
know?
then, I gotta say, do you think Nami will ever, I wouldn't say forgive, but would she ever work alongside Arlong?
I think Oda set it up where he could like obviously the Bellemere thing is the main thing, but
Yeah.
there's always been an underlying connotation to like situations like when Robin's like in imprisonment on Tequila Wolf, right? Way Oda draws her and like people have said that about Nami and the Fishman and the Arlong stuff, like the abuse. We don't see the abuse, you know what I mean? Like the levels to it. So it's like because Oda didn't show it, it's like he could. But there's like if they were directly do it, I don't think so. You know what I'm saying? Like if Arlong it was like beating her ass every single day and like humiliating her and all that stuff for years, then I don't think it would make sense. You know what I'm saying? But like
Yeah.
because Oda didn't really expose all that, it's like the mom killing thing. It's like okay, but and then Nami's looking at from a macro perspective. It's like okay, like humans been killing all of their parents, right? Like that's kind of what she's doing with the whole Arlong was just recreating Saboti and look what we do at Saboti, right? Like we're not changing that, right? So, but yeah, with the full connotation, I don't know. I don't know, you know. It'd be like Viola going back to Doflamingo. I don't think that would make sense.
Yeah, I don't think like Nami would be like on her hands and knees like working with Arlong. I think it's more so like if they're just working against a common enemy, I feel like they could do it.
Yeah, yeah, I guess that
Especially
like
Jinbei's there
it
too to like
it'd be
soften the
jarring
weirdness.
if yeah, it'd be jarring though if it was like Nami and Arlong share a double panel. Like, let's do
Yeah, yeah,
this,
yeah.
you
I
know?
don't think that's gonna happen. I just like to imagine like maybe you know, Nami's like fighting somebody and she's about to get hit, and maybe we just
Yeah, I
hear
agree.
shark darts like somewhere in the back, and then we don't see Arlong, and that's it. And then she's like,
Yeah,
"Huh?"
or he's just like he doesn't say anything, his back is towards her, and then he just like yeah, I
Because
agree
he's
with
like
that. That's a good
ashamed. He's
one.
like, "Oh God, I feel bad for what I did. I'm not gonna say hello to Nami. I'm just gonna do this and get out of here."
It'd be like, okay, you know what it'd be like? It'd be like put Nami in Marineford and she's trying to get to Ace. And like Arlong is running interference every single time someone tries to get that. I could see it. And Nami's just like, what's happening? How did I make it this far? She
Where's
has
all the
no
bad
clue.
guys? And then it's just Arlong squared up against like 50,000 people. Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree. That one works for me, right?
Okay.
But then Nami like accepting it and like I think where Oda's probably gonna push the buttons is like she tells Sanji like, "Hey, go help out Arlong," you know, and Sanji's like, "What?" You know what I mean? Because that's the whole thing from Kokoyashi to Fishman Island when Sanji's still doing that thing and like defending her, and then Nami's like, "Yo, it's fine. Let's talk about this." Blah blah blah. And then with the Arlong thing, and be like, "Yeah, if she's not directly helping, but she's like, he's helping us, so you guys can work together." You know, then it could line up, and I could
Yeah,
see
it could
that. That's
work.
like the maximum. You know.
Yeah.
It'd be crazy if Luffy and Arlong did like a combo attack though.
That'd be so cool.
Yeah.
As an
Yeah,
Arlong
Luffy's
fan, I
just
would love that. Or no, okay. I think the most realistic one is just like Arlong and Jinbei, for sure.
yeah. Yeah. That one is like, and then Jinbei's just like look, because he like okay after Wano, he sees Nami with the Conqueror's Hockey beating Luffy's ass. So like Arlong's just like, "You ready for this, brother?" And then Jinbei's just like, and he looks back at Nami. Nami's just like, it's fine. And Jinbei's like, all right, cool, Arlong. And then like do a little fist bump. This one's for, and then they do a combo, Fisher Tiger, and then they do a punch or some shit like that. And then their dart, like like the water dart thing, it's in the shape of Fisher Tiger. Oh, that'd be
Ooh,
yeah.
yeah. Oh, what
Dude.
if all the fishmen come together and you
Uh-huh.
watched what's that really good movie you love? Avatar: The Last Airbender. The live
Wait,
action
that's a
one
movie?
back in like 2008.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't think I watched that.
Oh, dude, you'd love it. Your people are the Fire
Uh,
Nation.
oh, My People? I thought My People directed it.
That too. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Like they separated each nation by race. So like the Fire Nation is
Uh-huh.
only Indians.
That's so random. What
It's
the
very
hell?
it's not what I expected. And then
Is
Asian people were the earthbenders, but there's a scene where 10 earthbenders start stomping on the ground and one small rock, I
yeah,
shit you not,
I
this
saw that.
size starts moving. We need all the
I saw
fishmen
that.
together to do like a tidal wave, and then you're right, it creates a giant Fisher Tiger.
Yeah. Dude, the
Yeah, you cooked
fishmen
with that one.
have like I'm thinking like Jinbei does his shoulder throw current, and then Arlong is inside the current. That would be
Oh,
insane.
yeah.
Yeah, like the combo attacks would be nuts. Like I'm already seeing like when Luffy is working together with everyone, and like we get Crocodile there, Doflamingo, Buggy. He's gonna work with them, but he's gonna use like if Arlong was there, he's like, oh, I remember his nose is really hard and unbreakable, and so he just grabs him, and then he just like does some Looney Tunes type thing with him, right? Like I could see that happening to Arlong,
Yeah, I
like
feel like Arlong has
Crocodile with a
so
hook.
much potential. And with Arlong too, I think this could be
Shut up! I already know
the
what you're gonna
most
say.
hype combination we've ever seen in anime, like rivaling Naruto and
Oh,
Sasuke working together against Madara.
yeah.
We could get, oh, how about this? We see the celestial dragon god knight that initially started oppressing the fishmen, and then Arlong and Jinbei fight him.
Yeah. And we find out here. I thought this is where you're gonna go. I'm gonna hit you with the alley oop. And we find out that that fishman that started the fishman oppression was none other than Barbell.
Ooh. Oh, how about this? How about this? You know how we have like silly names in One Piece like Fisher Tiger? Imagine
Okay.
imagine the original celestial dragon that started oppressing fishmen. His name is Fisher Man,
And he's like Fisher Tiger's dad
and
because
he's
that's what it'd be.
Chinese.
What?
Yeah,
Why does
because
he have to
the
be
Chinese
Chinese?
love like hunting whales and sharks.
Gotcha. Wait, actually, I like that idea, but then that would mean that it's Fisher Tiger's like ancestor, because Fisher's the last name then,
Ah,
which
no,
would
maybe
work.
Fisher Tiger took after this guy.
It'd be Man Fisher.
What if they're related?
That's what. Yeah, what if they're really?
I have a
Yeah, we
great
find out
idea,
that.
Par. What if they're related, man?
Yeah, we find out that the Fisher Tiger is also Celestial Dragon. Like everyone in One Piece is just part Celestial Dragon, part Fishman. Fish
Ooh, how
Tiger.
about this? Fisher Tiger, when he died, his whole thing was like not accepting human blood. What if this guy is all
It's
about
not.
giving his blood?
No, it's not that. It's he didn't want human blood, not because of the Fishman part. It's because he's Celestial Dragon.
Oh, you're so cooking.
Yeah, and the thing is, we don't really like even now, we don't see Fisher Tiger's time on the red line. We don't know what he's particularly doing. He could be doing like a kink thing, right? Like he could be cosplaying as a slave and just saying it.
You know, Now that I think about
How did
it,
he get
we
free?
have the perfect alley oop too. The man mayors, dude. What if like the
Uh-huh.
ultimate one is Fisherman Mayor?
Well, no, it'd be man, mayor, fish. A
No,
lot
but
of ers in there.
their nickname is Fisherman,
Okay, yeah,
like an
yeah, yeah,
epithet.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, emphasis on the R though. Fisher man.
Ooh, yeah. I think we're cooking, dude.
Not Fisher man, Fisher man.
Hey, Oda, hit us up if you need help writing One Piece.
No, not a hey, yeah, like Odo could be the type to do the transcript search for his name. Huh, let's see if they have any clues for me. And he tunes into this one and he's like, ah, that was a good
Yeah.
one.
Oda's like clapping his hands, like, oh, wow, these boys are cooking.
They they know exactly how I'm writing One Piece.
Yeah. Reading comprehension, more like reading foresight. Because they know exactly where I'm going with the story.
Yeah. Oh god.
Yeah. We finally figured it out, guys. You heard it here first.
Yeah.
This is why you're tuning in to the Elbaf Emu World Government Mega Theory.
You know how bad it would have been if the D clan was the R clan? How many jokes there would be
That'd
by
be so
now?
funny, dude.
Especially with Nika in the story.
I would
Emu calls
eat that
him
up, dude. The memes would be hilarious.
Imagine we get Emu and like Saturn, everyone's with Nika, and then Oda just has Emu go with the ER. That'd be fucking
And he's like,
crazy.
you don't know the history from the Void Century.
Yeah, yeah. We got Dave and
I
Nika.
wish one thing to help the
God.
Elbaf flashback. I wish we knew what the Giants have been doing for the past 1,000 years. Is it just like simple, like, oh, here's a thug there terrorizing a village? Or did they actually like commit massive war crimes? Like the previous king was out there like taking over territories. Like, what's up?
It can't be. It literally cannot be the case because it's like when Harold's doing it, he's like still mythical. You know what I mean? Like thugs are not mythical. Like no one goes down New York City and be like, "Oh, the boogeyman is gonna."
I
No,
mean,
it's
it's
like
kind of like
thugs
what we
are
talked about
normal.
earlier. Like,
You
why
see
why
it.
does nobody know about Giants if they're just going around like selling their
Yeah.
alcohol, selling their fish? Harold's going
So like
diplomacy missions for like 3 decades.
yeah, and
Like,
like the
damn.
thing is like the current part, it could make sense that like there's hot air there because we know that there's propaganda, right? But when the Herald is doing it, that he's accepting the sins because of his own contribution to it. He's seeing it firsthand. But then also when you think about it, it's like, okay, if he's doing it firsthand and the Giants Pirates are also doing it and the reputation that is real that they are actually like the menace of the last century, which they like 5 giants were going to get executed for. And Mother Caramel, who hasn't shown up in this backstory, by the way, who also was one of the greatest
She got retconned out of the story.
yeah, she's one of the greatest like diplomat ambassadors to Elbaf, not even for Elbaf, to Elbaf, because she showed up at the execution floor to then petition for the giants freedom, and then she moved to Elbaf. And no point has we're talking about Saul, who the moment he gets washed up, Harold's putting him on a salary. Like it's crazy that Mother Caramel has not shown up in any part of this backstory when that would have been, imagine that Harold and Mother Caramel having a collab would have made the most sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I want to work with the humans at large. Who should I talk to? The human living on my island? Doesn't that make sense? Who I sent giants to rebuild them on another Elbaf like territory, which is Pot Island
It's
or
a very
Pot.
odd choice not to have Carmel in here.
Yeah, but and yeah, going back to it is just that like the reputation of the Giants last century. I get it being forgotten because like God Valley and Rocks they made it so that Rocks is effectively forgotten. But when you think about like centuries of centuries, Harold apparently stopped it 100 years ago. So what happened in the past 800 years? How come people aren't like? How come kingdoms aren't like 300 years ago? This giant like Saul the 16th came in and destroyed our land. Like how come places don't have that? You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
because that would make sense is considering how many places these places like Harold's talking about like Harold you destroyed our place like 100 years ago, you know that, right? And he's like, shit, you're right. And then it's like, if they're remembering that, I'm sure they can remember other things.
I mean, it's kind of like the whole thing where Harold is up the Holy Land multiple times, and we never
Yeah,
see him interacting with any slaves or other celestial dragons. Like, he's only interacting with the ore
kings.
farmers, essentially. It's like, damn.
Yeah,
Like, I'm curious, like, what does
yeah,
Harold think about, like, some of these slave owners, man? But we're not
yeah.
getting a lot of this small stuff on the side. I'm assuming Oda just wants to like skim through, which that's fair.
Was
That's my
Kuma at
excuse.
the Holy Land that year? Like, was he a no, he was, that was 56 years ago, and then the Holy Land thing was, no, wait, yeah, was Kuma there? No, no, okay, 38 years ago. Yeah, 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 never mind, because Kuma's 8, like, at God Valley, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So, Harold, at least at that flashback, wasn't there, but
Imagine that. The reason why Kuma didn't go to Elbaf to look for a cure is because the world government told him to turn down Kuma. Like, hey, if you see a Buccaneer man coming by, make sure to turn him away. Harold, actually fight him. That'd be kind of
yeah,
cool.
that would be wild.
Imagine that confrontation where Kuma's like, I need a cure. And then Harold's like, no, you will not make landfall here.
Worse, imagine they had the cure for Bonnie, but they don't have the cure for Ida.
Oh my
Like,
god. Yeah, they could cure sapphire scales, but they can't cure just an old man's
like poisoning.
poison.
Yeah, old man's poison
Like,
so
we
true.
don't even
Like,
know
yeah,
what's
that's
in
the
it, dude. It's just an
like, are
old
we
guy's like,
saying that
hey,
that
he's
guy
dead.
is like, is that guy like the master alchemist of One Piece? Like, was his poison that crazy? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, who wins, Doc Q or that old man?
yeah, we're
Could Chopper
gonna
cure this guy? Dude, honestly, why didn't Mads come by to recruit him at this point?
yeah, yeah, we're gonna find out that Doc Q, he's just like, I'm gonna become the world's greatest poisoner, and we get the silhouette of the old guy from Alcohol Village. And Chopper, and Chopper. Chopper's gonna be there too, because Kid Chopper is number one.
Actually,
What?
how about this? What if Chopper's opponent this arc is that old man?
Oh, he lived Loki. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. He's
Yes.
the man marked by flames because his village got burned down.
Yeah, like
Dude,
maybe right behind Emu, we see somebody cackling and they're like, I've finished my mission, Emu sama. And then it's the old man. And
it's
then Emu's
Emu's
like, good
Conjuro.
work, Monstrobe.
You just what? You just made that up on the spot?
Yeah, his name's Monstrobe.
Wait, is it really?
No, I made that up.
Oh, okay. Okay. I thought like the wiki updated with your clue in
Yeah,
there.
with my head canon. The
Yeah.
wiki's following what I said. Yeah, no, I think it'd be kind of cool if Chopper
Would
had
be
an
a
opponent.
first.
I mean, going back to Chopper in general, I still remember the whole thing where it's like Chopper's following Scopper because he wants to know how to defeat the God Knight. It's like, oh, there's got to be some sort of downside to immortality. And then Scopper's like, yeah, so it's immense conqueror's hockey. And then Chopper's just sitting there like an idiot with his thumb in his ass because he can't do that. So it's like he's got to do
Yeah, yeah.
something. So maybe he like, I don't know, fights the ghost of the poisoner.
To not to like completely the segue off, but we kind of talked about this at Jay's agenda reverie. We were both there. Were you there for a long while?
Yeah, I was there for like I think 3 hours, 3.5.
Did they talk about this Chopper thing? Because there's so many things I wanted to bring up, but like I brought up a little bit. I was on more on like the hockey side of it because someone said like, oh, it was courage, and I was
I
like, oh
don't
yeah, yeah, we're gonna.
remember them talking about Chopper that
Okay,
often.
okay, yeah, yeah. There's just so many things. We come back to Elbaf, and it's just like, damn, like I don't know what to do with this information, Loki. Like, are you friends with people? Are you angry at people? Like, I'm looking at Loki's backstory, and I'm like, honestly, he should crash out. Continue. Like, they chained him for 8 years or 6 years or whatever it is. 8 years, 8 years. And that's like, yeah, valid. Now they see his backstory, it's like, yeah, nah, he just did this. Guys, just let him explain one of the stories you're saying. Let him tell the story.
Yeah, it's so odd that like he's chained up here and not a single person has tried to talk to him, which I guess they might have and they just think he's a liar. But the problem with that is that we haven't seen him lie all that much.
Yeah. And like Harold before like before his death to the guards. Yeah, I get the guards all died, but prior to that, he's like, yeah, like we're all a big family, and you guys are gonna take on all this stuff, and it's like, at least give him a chance. You know what I'm saying? And the other big question, which I'm assuming we're gonna get after this, is Yorul. I think he's probably the most important character as far as like what do we do from the Loki backstory to now, and Yorul's like the witness. Like what happened with that? We're gonna find out
He
that
got stabbed
Yorul
in the
has the
head.
new. He
That's
has an
why.
abyss mark. We're gonna find that out. He's the one who has the abyss mark.
God.
Yeah, why is he 400 years old? Oh my
Yeah, why
God.
is he
What if
so old? It's because he's immortal. We
yeah,
figured it
he
out.
accepted it
Cracking the
after
code.
Harold? That'd be crazy. That'd be a plot twist I would actually enjoy to see, but also be nuts. That'd be nuts. Like I don't know if
Yeah,
that makes
Emu
sense.
sees Jarl fighting back, and then Emu's like, obey me because you have the Sea Pact.
Yo, how no, because it is a weird thing that they are like focusing in everyone who's doing the dominant kill Yorul, the true king. And he's just like, huh? And then we find out Emu saying that because it's like he's has the abyss mark, and then Dory and Rogi just die on him, right? Like
Imagine
that'd
you're
be kind of
sending in an
crazy.
army of demons to fight a guy with a sword in his head who's pushing 400. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Which, you know, Jarl could be a big fighter, though.
Well, yeah, we have to think about it like this. Like, Emu has enough observation to sniff out two Davy clans. Like, surely Emu can sense out like power levels, and maybe Yorul is hiding something. It's like Goku, like showing up on Namek, hiding the power level. And then we get like the Dorikis come back. Emu's like, oh my God, he's over 9,000 Dorikis.
Yeah.
That'd be crazy.
Dude, I have high hopes for Jarl, as silly as that sounds. I do think he's going to be absolutely cooking. I wouldn't be shocked if current day Elbeth, Luffy says, wait, what is that noise? And then he sees Jarl dancing in the sky and he's doing the sun god Nika dance and everything.
Yeah,
It's
he
like, oh my
knows
God.
Geppo. He can he can skywalk. He's just like
Yeah. Yeah.
Yo,
Emu is
it's
like, oh
crazy.
God, is this Jarl's hockey? It's sending me home.
Yeah, the man who rivaled all of Cypherpole by himself.
Love Morge, but he had like a video saying that Roger's hockey bloom would send Emu back home at God Valley. But imagine, Morge was right, but he wasn't right about Roger. He was actually thinking about Jarl. It was
I'm
Jarl this
so
entire time.
There is a world where Emu knows Yarl from back in the day, like his prime time, and Emu finally sees him. Like that might be why Emu's like, "Hey, gotta take out Yarl." It's like from 400 years ago or 300 years ago that we get another flashback from Emu about Elbaf 300 years ago with Yarl
Oh
and
my
him being
God.
a menace. That'd be crazy. Yarl and Yorl. Dude, I'm ready for like the Gohan Goku thing, like the Goku from heaven helping him with the invisible Hakoku sovereignty. Yaro's like, I can't do it without my boy Yorul, and then he just feels like a weight on his shoulder and like a beard rubbing against his
I
arm, and
like
he's like, that
how
must
no
be.
matter what we talk about, no matter what week, we always go back to the Dragon Ball Z father and son Kamehameha. Like,
Yeah,
we cannot
it's the
avoid it.
best. Until they replace it, you can't avoid it, and they can't replace that moment. That moment's too good.
It's not even my favorite moment, and it's like it's just so iconic though, you know?
Yeah, it's the music, it's the hype. It's like, it was also a bad precedent because then like Goku just constantly comes back alive anyway, so he didn't need to do the
Yeah.
Goku. But it's still iconic.
It's so good.
Yeah.
I mean, as a Vegeta fan, I wanted Vegeta to have that role, but you know, Gohan's fine.
Yeah,
Gohan's fine, I
Gohan's
guess.
fine.
It's
You
just
didn't
funny
stay
that,
long
he
enough.
established such a big relationship with Android 16 where like his death triggered Rage Super Saiyan 2. It's like, I mean,
Mhm.
you knew him for like 24 hours, but sure.
Yeah,
I guess so. Fair enough.
makes sense. Iconic.
So we've been kind of skipping around a lot. We're still on
Yeah.
page 2 technically. Don't worry, guys. We're gonna fast forward. We see that a lot of the giants are like, yo, like this warrior stuff, man, it's kaput. Who cares about warriors now? Then we get like a little Saul and Harald conversation, And Saul's like, hey, Harold, are you like losing something? Like, are we like missing out on the Warriors culture? And what's up, Har? You got like that face like you're taking a big
Yo,
whiff.
these translations are nuts. Because we're doing the Viz one. So like
Yeah.
TCB goes, the giant who's reacting to Harold's speech, yeah, let's ditch this warrior crap. And then this guy goes, guess the warrior business is dead. I don't know which one is stupider. This one's kind
I
of
mean, have
silly
you
though.
seen the guy that's saying it? I feel like they both work.
And then Saul goes in the TCB, better sharp kids than sharp blades, huh? Derishi. And in the Viz, it goes, a lot more healthy kids, swinging kids.
What the hell? Wait,
Now
what?
you know my face.
A lot more healthy in kids swinging. So what the?
If you're a Viz
Stephen
only
Paul.
reader, please translate Saint Even Paul for us, please. I'm not understanding this.
We're just gonna start taking letters away from Stephen Paul's name.
Yeah, reverse hangman.
Yeah, reverse
Steve
hangman.
Paul.
Every time we see something silly like this, we take away like a letter. Stephen All right now.
Yeah, Stephen All, bro, dude.
Huh.
A lot more healthy. You this I don't if is Stephen Paul putting like a southern accent on Saul?
I mean, that's not even a southern accent, technically. I've never heard a single person say healthian.
Yeah, I have cousins from Alabama, so like if I put this in front of them, they're like, yeah, shit, brother. I don't know where that's coming from. This is
Yeah.
wild.
Weird.
Dude. Healthy in kids. I don't even know a lot more health. What did Stephen Paul think this meant? Like, I
Yeah,
don't
what was he reading? I do think there's
Oh,
like a reality where Stephen Paul reads the TCB translations and then he just wants to do something different. Like, I
but,
promise you that's sometimes the case.
like Harold's just like, no. You know what? I need another. I need to flip the next bubble, the next text box bubble. So the ellipses that Harold has needs to come first because it's like this is thanks to you, Saul. And then Saul goes a lot more healthy in kids, swinging kids, laughs, and then Harold's like, what the fuck did he say?
Yeah, this was intentional. Harold's like, what the fuck, dude? So,
You know, sometimes-
he turns over like, Saul, you're teaching the kids? You're the one providing the education here?
He's
Maybe I
just
made
like,
the wrong
you know what?
choice.
I'm gonna need a walrus to be the principal of the school. This is the
Yeah.
deciding moment when he got the walrus guy. He's just like, yeah, I'm gonna need other people to look over this guy. I don't know what the fuck he just said. That's you know, it's like that happens in the real world too, right? Where sometimes people just say some crazy like my grandma, she has like a dialect when she speaks Bangla, and so it's like a very strong dialect and she speaks fast, and so like I kind of get what she's saying through like what she's like her body language or whatever. But when my wife asked me, it's like, because she doesn't understand it too well either. So my wife's like, what did she say? Because like I'm going through the motions, like I don't have a fucking clue, bro. I think she just wants me to like sit on her lap or something, which I'm not gonna do because she's like 80. But yeah, that's what she said in that time. My wife's like, huh? And I'm like, yeah, just forget about it. I feel like that's what Harold's doing with Saul right now. Maybe that's what the kids do with Saul too.
Oh.
Have we seen the kids ever say anything nice about Saul?
No, yeah. The kids have
You
said
did?
nice things about Saul, yeah.
Okay. Because I just remember Ripley showing up and they're like, wow, Ripley. And then Saul shows up and they're like, cool. But then after that, it's like Colin shows up and then it disperses or whatever. So I don't really remember.
Yeah, I
But-
like to imagine the kids love Saul. He seems like a fun
Yeah.
teacher. You know, jokes aside, slander aside, O'Hara deserved it aside, he seems like a good teacher.
I don't know if you could just aside those things, but you know, I was thinking about it too. Like if I'm not saying this is like a possibility, I'm not saying that at all. But if somehow the story flipped and Saul was a teacher first and then showed up on O'Hara, it would have made like him interacting with Robin make so much more sense. Like, oh, he's good with kids and stuff like that, you know? But
Oh, you're so right.
I mean, yeah,
think
it would
about
have
that.
fit really nicely. Not saying it was poorly done. I'm just saying that like
Par's saying
Saul
that
was
he
in the
can do
Navy
the
for how
story
long?
better than Oda himself.
Yeah,
Oda
yeah, that's
Angels
exactly.
attack. Oda
Are you
defenders,
admitting?
fight him.
Are you posting this on Twitter, or are you saying that you're in comments?
I don't know. I like to imagine we don't really have like a lot of Oda angels here. We can
Yeah,
all like
yeah, they're only on
criticize
Twitter.
One Piece because we like One Piece. I feel like there's no reason to say Oda does nothing wrong. I feel like that's a little bit
Oda
that's always a silly
angels
stance in my opinion.
assemble.
Yeah.
Oh
Oda's
God,
human,
that's a good
man.
one.
Sometimes people put him on that pedestal. Oda's just a guy, dude. Is he talented? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, but he's just a guy at the end of the day. A good guy.
I mean, to a certain extent, I do want to see because we don't know where Ida's necessarily from, right? She didn't name the island, but
Samu
Saul's from
Wanai.
oh no, she's from Sami Wanai or whatever.
Yeah,
But we
we
don't
don't
know
know
where
where Saul's
Saul's
from.
from.
But
But they're in
Saul
the
is
same blue.
from yeah, they're in the same blue, so we just kind of assume they're both from Samu Wanai.
Yeah. So I
And they're
wonder
both
if
like
like
the ugliest giants on Elbath. So if they came from the same hometown, I mean, it just makes sense.
that's Ida's not, but also
She is,
do we go with
bro.
Ida's official
Everybody knows
color?
that. Everybody loves Ida, but we all acknowledge that she's kind of chopped.
No, we don't all acknowledge that. Literally, every time you say
Literally,
that in
we
my
all
chat's
acknowledge
just
it.
like boo. Every time you come to my chat and say that, everyone's like boo. Side just likes like snake ladies. It's because you
Okay.
were throwing it back for Estrid. That's why.
Hey, guys, more Ida for y'all. Be
Nah,
my guest.
Estrid reminds me of a certain blue we have in our world. But
The
that's
all
enough.
blue.
Oh yeah, she's definitely all blue at one point. Yeah, I don't know if you're meaning that joke or not.
So we go on. And I do agree with Saul. And I feel like we kind of felt this way a long time ago too, back when we first got to
Uh,
Elbath. But when we saw the kids, even Luffy was disappointed. Usopp was also disappointed. A lot of people were kind of disappointed that the kids were just going to school, which that alone is fine, but they
yeah,
are cowards. They can't fight. And
yeah.
it's like, damn, dude,
Usopp
like you
was
can do
more.
both, man. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. That line is so silly, regardless of the translation. Like the sentiment behind it makes no sense. Now with the official translations, the warrior business is dead is a dumb thing to say, considering it's like the whole point is that the world government has a navy. So like, and you're current you currently have an enlistment program for giants to go into the navy as warriors, so it's not dead. Like I don't know where that came from, that translation, but like the second part of it is, yeah, that's silly too. It's just like, yeah, obviously you're not going to put 8-year-olds in military school, but like, like I'm not opposed to
Teach them
the
self-defense, dude.
the state physical exam. Like if I was a superintendent, like not I don't. This is going to be taken out of context, but I heard in some instances like school systems like winding back on that because of like it's not fair to certain, like if you have illnesses or whatever. It's like, okay, like you don't have to take away the stand, like run a mile, do push-ups. If the person is like, it's not fair for them to do it, make an exception. Like you don't have to take away the entire standard. And so it's like, it's weird to hear that here in both translations, essentially saying the same thing, where it's just like, yeah, like they're healthier if they're not fighting. Like that doesn't make sense to me. And then in the
I wouldn't even say they're
TCB
safer
translation,
either.
yeah, well, yeah, here it's saying healthy versus swinging. And then in Viz, it's saying sharp, smart kids versus sharp swords. Like, that's not the same thing, like, in any version of history. So it's like, it's super weird that that's being, like, pushed out there. But yeah, like, Usopp shows up, and he was more insulting with it than I think, and Luffy was in agreement. But the part where Luffy fully shows like what he means is when Colin shows up, and he's like, "It looks like one of you guys at least has some guts, right?" And like he's sensing it, he's feeling it, and it was shown in the reaction too, where all the kids were like kind of bullying Luffy or trying to bully Luffy, which is ironic. That's like, it was like the Karen moment, right? It's like, ew, violence is bad, blah blah blah. And it's like, bro, you guys should be mad at Colin, not at Luffy. Luffy's not a mean person or violent person. He was defending himself, right? Like, it's kind of interesting that, and he's smaller, right? Like if they want to take
Yeah.
that route, like, oh, he's older or whatever, it's like, yeah, okay, Colin's like 50 times the size. Calm down, you know what I'm saying? Like, so that's where it's kind of funny, where it's like when you take away this avenue of society, then you create this dissonance about how like self-defense work. Everything is now violent all of a sudden, and it's like, I don't know if that's healthier, Saul. Like that doesn't make sense
Yeah, I
either.
mean the thing is that like this isn't the real world, you know? Like you could say,
Yeah.
"Oh, yeah, you take the kids out of military training." Sure, but this is the world of One Piece where pirates exist. There are corrupt marines out there every now and then. You have like bandits. Like why would you not want your kids to know how to defend themselves in the One Piece world? Like it makes
Yeah.
no sense whatsoever.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like
Like
the whole like farmer conversation we have like every now and then too, where it's like, okay, if we were like a regular Joe in the One Piece world, I would like to try to learn hockey. I don't know, man. Like if I don't have a devil
yeah.
fruit, I want to at least have basic stuff so that I can protect my family. Like why are we
If
having all
you're
these defenseless ass guys in the world of One Piece? They're bums. If a village gets destroyed, one, yeah, bad pirate. Oh my god, awful evil. But at what point do you look at the people in that town and you're like, okay, we don't have like one fighter, like not one person here knows hockey, or foresighted that we're going to get attacked. Like at what point do you start blaming the people? It's like, okay, dude, come on. Like what were you
I would
expecting? It's
be
the world of One Piece.
hyper hypercritical, two directions. One is if you're in the new world, I think you need to know what hockey is, right? Isn't that the connotation? Like, and if you
Unless
know
you're
what
just
hockey,
born
because
there.
well, no,
But
no. Like
even
my point is
then,
like if you're in the blues, the East Blues, whatever, most people don't have hockey, and it's not taught, and it's not necessary, right? Because the villains don't
yeah.
have it, whatever. In the Grand Line, it's debatable, but Paradise was shown that like you could get by. But the whole point of the New World is if you're in the New World, you cannot survive without hockey, and like. If you're born there, and it's like not, I'm just talking about Wano, they're isolated, right? But like Wano, apparently back in the day, they were all, like a lot of them had Rio, right? Like that's the good. If you were a good swordsman, you probably had Rio, and that was the reputation Wano had of like their swordsmen are all insanely powerful, which makes sense, right? Like if back in the day, 50 years ago, all of the swordsmen had Rio, and you have the Shimotsuki clan and the Kozuki clan, and you have the I forgot the other ones, the Fugetsu clan, and they sail out and they land in the East Blue. They are curb stomping everybody, right? Which makes sense to how they were able to colonize an entire island and make their own place where Zoro's from, and then not have any troubles. Their Kozu bros just sitting on the island, like, oh, don't tell the Navy, but he's like casual because he knows he could just probably one shot all of the Navy ships because he has Rio and they don't. And so it's like if you're a denizen of the new world, certainly you've come across a pirate that's shown it. It's not a secret. Like, huh, wonder what that is it just magic? Like, you know what I mean? Like in the Paradise, people were like, oh, that's a devil fruit. But in the East Blue, it's like, oh my God, is that a devil fruit? And in the New World, it's like, no, he's just doing hockey. And so if you're a normal ass dude, like and you want to defend your family, you gotta at least try. You gotta at least try to get hockey. You know what I'm saying? Like it's kind of wild that that's uh, being thrown out there like that. There was something else I was gonna say about the Giants, but I forgot. So, but yeah, it's just kind of silly where some of the things are with like defending the. Oh yeah. Oh, this is what I was gonna say. I think like
And if
Harold.
Batman can have hockey, anybody can.
Sure, sure. Okay. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. If that guy on the Beast Pirate, I thought you meant real Batman. I was like, what?
Oh yeah, no. I was just saying, like, and hockey isn't like an absurd thing. We've seen some silly
Yeah.
characters with hockey before. So it's not like a thing where it's
Yeah.
like you train years and years. And even then, what's wrong with training years and years if you live in the One Piece world? It's not like you're going
Yeah.
to school working a 9 to 5. Like, dude, just wake up and train a little bit. I don't know. Especially if you live in a village, man. Come on.
Yeah, yeah. And like, oh, so the thing I was saying was like, Harold, if he never met rocks, I could kind of get his perspective. But the fact that he met a human, it was, I think he was relatively old for humans because like what Whitebeard was looked younger, right? Big Mom, Whitebeard, they're younger, and the narrator box tells us that they hit their primes later on. But the point is that like Harold meeting rocks should like be like there are humans that can single handedly conquer Elbaf. Like I don't think Harold should be his perspective should be Rox is one of one. When Rox is gone, there's no threat to Elbaf. But the reality is, if Whitebeard showed up on Elbaf and he wanted to, he could cause considerable damage. And if you're gutting Elbaf's like defense, then you're just allowing the Rox pirates who they've actually said that like, hey, why don't we just go over there and turn them upside down? And that was Kaido. And I'm not gonna lie, I think that the Kaido that we got on Wano, he could have came here and he would like Loki and him would clash, right? But like outside of that, who's stopping him? You know, like
Yeah,
even when
nobody
Harold was
really.
alive, who's stopping him? There's nobody. Dory and Brogy were stuck on an island, and guys,
I love that you
don't
keep on
make
bringing
me.
that up. Dorian and Brogy were fighting shit stuck on an island. They couldn't do anything.
I hate that. I hate that. It's so not like I hate that for the story. I just like inserting that like I said it on stream. I said it before. Dory and Brogy are probably the singular like one of them. All you need is one of them. They need one of them needed to die and go back to Elbaf to save Harold because his wife couldn't save him, his son couldn't save him, his best friend. But Dory and Brogy were his day one giant compatriots that were apparently really strong, right? So surely if Harold's not listening to anyone in his life, he would listen to them. Like I think like Luffy would listen to Ace and Sabo and Zoro and Sanji.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I don't know. Like Nami, I don't know if Nami could talk Luffy down like a violent ledge, but like Zoro could stop him, maybe. Sanji could stop him, right? Oh, yeah, that's actually the thing. In Whole Cake Island, Nami could not stop Luffy or Sanji from that, but Luffy and Sanji could stop each other because they're friends, right? And the same thing with Usopp, right? Nami couldn't do anything there. And I'm saying that for like Ida, right? Like Ida couldn't stop Harold for any of the stuff. And it's like the only people that could were Rocks, but he couldn't respect him because he didn't bear the weight of giants and was a human or whatever separations. Like, you don't get it, Rocks. I have an entire century or millennia of sin to wash off my back. And it's like Dorian Brogan, like, what sin, bro? Like, what are you talking about? We're not mad at that. They're just being racist, Harold. Like, they could have talked some sense into him. I'm sure, because they were pirates too. So there's a good world where Oda makes a what if Harold, Dory and Brogy. Like I'm not even saying a fantasy world where they both come back. No, I straight up just one of them dies. One of them needed to die so that they come back. That might be like the story of like Joy Boy, Davy, and Emu. Like they did a stupid bet and then like they couldn't come back to save them and then
Isn't
just
it?
locked in because of honor.
It's a little bit silly though, isn't it? Like Dorian and Brogy were fighting for 100 years, and then the Void Century was 100 years. Maybe that is exactly the case.
Yeah, it's just two idiots. They're just like, hey man, like, what are we fighting for? Shit, brother, I don't know, but we're gonna do it. That's
Our
all I
pride,
remember.
our pride is
Yeah.
on the line.
With
And,
how Oda's depicting the Giants, I wouldn't be surprised.
speaking of pride, Ida thinks that the Warriors' pride thing is really cool. And she also, just like Saul,
Yes.
is saying, hey, we're losing something, Harold. Like, we should probably hold on to some fighting skills. I mean, she doesn't say that outright, but, she kind of implies that.
Oh, yeah,
And
let's see what the Viz is.
it's funny because it's like, dude, Ida should have said this a lot earlier, man.
I'd like to think she tried because of the rocks conversation. What chapter was that? Because like I keep on referencing that, but like when Rocks was like, "Hey Ida, please, can you speak to him?" She seemed already defeated. She was just like, "Bro, like you don't think I've tried? Here, let me send a message to Loki instead." And it's like, huh? Like why? Why didn't you say this? Or like, what have you said? Right? Like, and I agree with you. Like, obviously, we haven't seen it on screen. She should have said it earlier. But like that dialogue felt like she already like gave up on trying. Um, oh yeah. The Viz. Okay, so it's like Rox goes sound. Oh, ironic. Harold goes, they've even begun to accept a number of recruits from Elbaf, talking about the Navy, starting with John Giant. If only I could send more of our overly powerful warriors. I know their strength would go a long way towards helping the downtrodden. That's an interesting word to us, Stephen All. But And keep in mind, guys, this is before God Valley. This is like I think this is 44 years ago. So this is 44 years ago. His best friend confronts him. Sounds like the last thing I want to face out there. Come on, Ida, talk him out of this. And then she deflects and she's like, "Well, if Harold were my son, I think I'd say choose better friends." And it's like that is a crazy thing for Oda to have her say there, where it's like, well, if I could, I would say this directly, but he's right here and Loki's right here, so I'm not gonna say. It sounds like they just got off of a marital battle, like a marital fight, like they got arguing, and she's like passively aggressively talking to them, like that. I feel like that would happen with best friends. The best friend shows up, it's like, ooh, is this a marriage problem going on that I just jumped into, like at Thanksgiving, Friendsgiving, or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it feels like Ida's tried. I just think that like the more ironic part is that he's telling Saul is like, Ida taught me everything I know, and then immediately we go to a flashback where Ida on her deathbed is like disagreeing with him, and then he's just like, nah, those elders, they were the culture I'm throwing away. It's like, what? No, that doesn't
We
make
haven't even
sense,
seen the
Harold.
elders too, which is so funny. It's like
Yeah.
boogeymen.
Yeah, even the Viz gives them an even funnier dialogue. The TCB goes with Harold. She goes, "Oh, but I kind of like the whole Warriors Pride part. It's really cool. You should cherish your culture." Don't you get it, Ida? It's that very culture that kept us from marrying. I can't accept it. And then in the Viz, it goes, "You told, but I like Warriors Pride. I think it's cool. You ought to treasure your culture." And then Harold goes, "Well, what about the fact that you and I weren't allowed to marry? I've never gotten over that." I think you got over that, Harold. Like, you didn't try. Like, he's just stupid ass, bro. This guy's so annoying.
Hey,
And
whoa,
then
whoa, 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 whoa. We love Harold here. This is a
no, we
Harold
don't.
household.
No, this chapter put him 6 feet under for me. She goes, "You told them you wanted me to make me your true wife, didn't you? That's so sweet." She's taking the bottom of the barrel, bro. She needs best friends to like, "Hey, Ida, I don't think he really cares about you. He's a walking red flag. Like, we need one of
No.
that. Oh, we need Harold's flag to be red. Like, that'd be so funny." Oh God.
We don't tolerate
Uh,
Harold slander here. He's a,
oh
a
yeah.
sad man.
Oh,
It's a
only
tragic story.
Harald, right? Only Harald gets slandered here, right, Sai?
He just lost his wife par. Come on, have some sympathy.
And his horns. No,
Yeah.
but they don't have a doctor. No one checked if that arm thing meant anything.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, if you notice, Garrett is right outside the room after Ida dies. Maybe she's gonna go check her.
Is she really? Oh yeah, she is. She
Yeah.
does not look like Harden's running in. Oh, who's that dude standing guard? Who's that
I
guy?
do not know. It looks like
He's
a
kind of
big
cool.
version of Millet Pine from Roger's Crew, but with the white beard, not black beard.
He looks like he's not a giant. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to be racist. He just doesn't look like the same species. But he's also bigger than Hired here.
Yeah, he is. I was about to say he's bigger than Hired though.
Yeah, he just doesn't. He looks different. He looks like Wadatsumi. Oh, he could be Wadatsumi's like dad or something.
Also, shout outs to Scopper, Gabbana, and Ripley and Colin. They're here too.
Yeah, true
They also
homies.
liked
True
Ida.
homies.
Yeah, true
Yeah.
homies.
How couldn't you? She fed them, right? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, free
Yeah,
food.
shout outs, man.
Yeah, yeah. Do you think they helped gather food for her, or they're just freeloading?
I think they helped gather.
Hmm. Hmm.
So we see that Loki is in prison
Uh-huh.
and it looks like he's still being incarcerated for destroying Brewer's village, which is kind of crazy. Considering the fact that they're the ones who poisoned Ida. But I guess, with Harold, the whole thing about no violence, Loki's not really an exception to that. Kind of sucks, man.
Wait, I didn't digest. I saw the bars and I saw the prison thing. But and when we got this before, remember when Luffy broke out and Road was like, "Hey, these walls were made. They're indestructible. Not even a giant can break them." And it's like Luffy just casually broke it with like pseudo gear 3. And we're
Yeah.
like, yikes, the giants must be ass. And then like Loki was tied to the tree, which I think like when that happened, we're like, oh, it's because he was too strong for the prison. So they tied him to the tree, but we didn't get the nuance of him being prisoned before. And we see him in there. We don't know if he has a devil fruit per se. But do you think the walls are too strong for Loki? He doesn't look
No.
like he can knee the wall and break it, right? Like
Yeah, I think he can break the wall.
he's just choosing not to.
He's choosing not to.
Okay, okay, fair. Because I just recognized that. I was like, dude, how does Roto know that these walls are indestructible? There had to be a good like test for it. And it's like Loki never broke out. Is he just thinking like, oh yeah, Loki would have broken out if he could? But it's like Loki just accepted, like, yeah, I did just kill an entire village. I kind of should just be here. I need to chill
Or
out,
it's just
you know?
depressed because Ida's dying too, and that's like, like, oh, maybe
Yeah, but
I want to
wouldn't you
stay
think
here.
that he'd want to be there? Do you
No,
think his
he's a tough
observe
kid. I feel like he'd probably just want to stay here and wallow.
Do you think his observation hockey is strong enough to know that her light like disappeared?
Possibly.
That kind of ooh, that's tugging at the heartstrings. Like this is like yeah, he tips his hat, bro. He's because we don't know if anyone told him. Because remember when in the castle scene, it's like go tell Loki, blah blah blah. They didn't say anything about sending a messenger, so it might be that he had his observation hockey on Ida, and he's the doctor who's
He
telling us,
just
nah, she
knew.
died. Yeah, yeah. So he's
Yeah.
like, boom, she passed away, bro.
Yeah,
The
she's
greatest.
cooked.
Yeah.
Yeah. I also like how in case anybody was like, huh, why is Loki in jail? You can see like Brewer's village destroyed right next to it, which is so funny.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Just like
Yeah.
destroyed alcohol barrels and yeah.
Loki's
Tragic
not
stuff.
tipping his hat because Ida died. He's tipping it as a tribute to the alcohol village, to his crimes.
Yeah. I was like, I did that, didn't I?
You, I just saw just before recording. You know that kid Matan, the like troll kid, the name 10 books kid?
Yeah. Yeah.
He has that troll podcast where he just like straight up rage bait trolls the guests. And the one I just saw, like a short of, he got like a football player on the thing, and he's just, like introducing him, and the football player is like there for like 18 crimes, and so he just starts reading like the indictments, and then the guy's just like, is this kid for real? He's just reading the indictments like, I'm not saying you did it. I'm just reading out, and he continues to read battery, assault, theft, petty theft, and the guy just leaves, and it's just like that's what I'm imagining with like Loki. Every time he comes in, he just names all of his crimes. And he's just like, I didn't do half of those things,
You
and then
burned
he
this
hit Alcohol
village, that
Village.
village, you killed this person. It's like, huh?
Yeah, and then Alcohol Village, he's like, shit, I did do that one though. That's me. And then the other ones is like he was 8, right? Like, do they blame him that for that still? It's not that fair. Just because you were strong enough, just because you were too weak to restrain an 8-year-old, it's kind of your fault. It's kind of a repeating theme from Big Mom to Loki to now, current
Yeah,
day.
strong kids are Eldaf's downfall.
Yeah.
So
Watch out,
we
Ronya's
see
coming.
that Shanks has gone missing. We're now a year in the future. And if he just completed his last mission, he would have become a full fledged knight. Why did Shanks not complete the mission? Is it because he didn't want to be controlled? Is it because the mission was bad? Or was it a little bit of both? What do you think?
I think it's both.
I think it's both
I think
too.
that, yeah, I think that there's probably there's probably realistically like 6 different reasons,
Yeah.
honestly. Because we don't 14 years ago, what happened? Like there could be some nuance to like a lot of the situation there. 14 years ago, again, as a reminder, that's when Kuma joins as a warlord and starts the robotic stuff, the process of it, and he passes away 2 years from now. So it's like there could be, I'm not saying the Kuma stuff, but they do have that string of fate from God Valley. So like there's a lot of interesting things that Oda could insert in the 14 years ago. Like, hey guys, it's funny in my Godfather Shanks video, I said like, hey, emphasis on Godfather. I remember going through all the factions and saying like none of them really make sense. The weirdest one is like if Shanks was truly a good person, then at this point there would be some string between him and Dragon that would associate the two. Whether they have the same means for it, because at the time it's like Dragon's a pacifist or whatever, or not at the time of the video, but point is like, their paths have not crossed. So it's like that means that Shanks is like on the other side. And we had the whole Mayor Draw thing where it's like Shanks is there. Maybe some people don't believe so. But like I was saying, like, it could be that he's like saving slaves on the down low, but it's like as an evil thing. And I never like clocked it, but like never in my wildest thoughts did I think that like Shanks, like all those years we're like, how did Fisher Tiger do it? It was Shanks. And like I didn't think about it, but like that is kind of wild because he did save the slaves on the down low, literally under their noses, under his dad, under his brother. And like, it's kind of crazy that Oda gave Shanks the credit. And that's just like Oda could do that again with where Shanks is at, in the moment. He could create one of those moments that we already know of, or we have context a little bit about, and insert Shanks there. And it'd be at this point, it'd be very easy for Oda to do because Oda's been doing that and it's been feeling really, really cool, down to like having Dragon at God Valley and so many other moments. So,
Oh yeah,
I
like
think
this could
that,
definitely tie into somebody's plot point.
yeah, yeah. I think my main question off of that was just like, this implies that there was an opening of the 13 contracts. And so does that mean, like, we know that the Gorosei, like, how there was always that thing, like that youngest Gorosei, maybe you replace somebody, but we know that the Gorosei back then and the Gorosei now are the same. So it has to be a Holy Knight left or was killed. And if yes, then by who and when? Because if it was 14 years ago and they're like, oh, if he finished his mission, came back, he would be next up to be Holy Knight, or was he dead for a little bit and they were just going to do it? And so that would be even wilder because then 14 years ago, is there an event that we can tie a Holy Knight dying to? Like, not that like we would know, but is there an event 14 years ago that we can put a Holy Knight there and they died there? That'd be kind of nuts. I don't know if we can, but um I am curious if Oda's going to introduce us to the Holy Knight that Shanks theoretically replaced. If
Either
that's
that,
meaningful.
or maybe Emu's powers are like expanding every couple of years, so it's like, oh, like now we can have 14. It's like an RPG, just
Okay,
leveled up.
that's true. That's an yeah. You said RPG level up, and I'm like, that's. I know you guys always say Chinese manhwa par, but like so I pulled out the heritage there. But I think that they're locked on 13 because I'm putting the seals feel like they're Davy related, and that could be why Emu's upset, and now they can't like innovate on it because, and that's kind of the thing where it's like they Emmet, right? Like Saturn couldn't do anything, didn't even know about it. Devil Fruits haven't had innovations, and it feels like Saturn's so ass that he needs Vegapunk to do it. You know what I mean? Like to recreate the Devil Fruits, to make like I don't know, just so many of the things that they should have been able to make. The Mother Flame, right? Like all these years they needed Vegapunk to do it. So it's like I kind of question like I don't know, like we have yet to see if any of them are the magicians themselves or they inherited the spells, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it could be that Davy was the one who made the spells and Emu's just reading the book, you know?
Oh, dude, imagine that. They're like, Emu, when can we have the 14th night? And Emu was like, give me a minute. I'm only on chapter 3.
Yeah, yeah.
Give me another year.
It's like Black Clover, where they only have like 3 pages, but there's like 50 pages, and I don't know if all of the pages. It's not like Asta has like the 50th Demon Slayer. No, I don't think that's the case. Like he just reused like 4 up until where
Yeah.
I watched. I don't know if it changes over there, but even the King was doing the same thing. So it could be that Emu just knows like 3 spells, but there's like 50 in there.
I hope Emu has a fat stack, dude. Just like a bunch of like weapons and magic that he's just ready to
Oh,
unleash.
oh. I didn't know because your main video is about a different fat stack, so I didn't know if you were referencing
Oh
that or
yeah. See, yeah,
yeah,
that's different.
yeah.
That's different.
Different
So
stack.
we go on with the chapter a little bit more, and we see that King Harold is being upgraded to that of God Knight. And we see that the symbol he gets on his arm, the new one, it is the same symbol that we see on Killingham and Somers' armband, which now brings into question Somers' tattoo. Like, is it just purely aesthetic? Is the tattoo among the symbol? Like, what's up with that? Or is he like the final tier? But if he's the final tier, then why does he also have the other symbol like on his arm? It's a little bit odd,
Yeah.
but I'm kind of like more inclined to believe that Somers just has a cool tattoo now that surrounds the Abyss mark.
I'd hate it if Somers had the deep sea contract, but we kind of assume that the deep sea is the Gorosei. But there is a world where maybe it's not. Maybe some of them have just the deep sea and then the other one, but that doesn't make sense. So
Yeah.
I don't know. And apparently it's just the Abyss mark with a mustache, I guess.
And yeah, and Somers, like, you know, aside from that crazy tattoo he has on his arm, he also has like, he literally has this right here on like an armband. So it's like, yeah, like I don't know why he would have like two different symbols if this is like his old, like why would you have an armband of your old rank at that point?
Yeah, and also
it
the
seems
tattoo,
weird.
like what's the difference in the band and tattoo? You know what I mean? Like the Shanks, like that was a thing that when I was remember a long time ago, I was like, oh, he chopped off his arm because of the thing. But then when we got the panel, it was just an armband. So it's like we didn't necessarily know if he got it tattooed. But I'm also like, is it different, or is he just wearing the band to show it and he just has the tattoo underneath? I'm assuming that's the case because Somers also had like something on his arm too. We just didn't see it fully, but we saw the band fully, right? I think that's the discrepancy. And I think wasn't Somers' actual arm, didn't it have tattoos around it? I'm pretty sure it had like, it wasn't just that, wasn't it? Like there was more to it.
What do you mean?
Forgetting, like there was like stuff around it.
He had like a whole sleeve.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a whole tattoo sleeve. So, and the spot where Harold has his Abyss mark and Shanks had his Abyss mark, we don't see it on Somers. Like, we don't see that angle. So he very well could have this mark and we just don't see it. Or, like I said, the tattoo surrounds the mark. So yeah, there's a couple of ways Oda can do this.
Oh, his arm had a different thing. His arm had like the Saint Brice kind of looking tattoo. It was interesting. His arm, his L, it's like this. We see this part and we see the circle, but it's like it's not the same thing. I was forgetting. I thought it was the same thing. And then his upper arm has a sleeve. At the very top, there could be some kind of circle like this, but it's really it's too hard to tell. But Oda emphasized this thing, and it looked like the Saint Brice, that ship that fell off of Skypiea. It looked like that flag.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But overall, it's pretty cool. Love seeing the upgraded symbol. It makes me wonder what the final one's gonna look like. Maybe it gets like the bottom stash.
Yeah.
Or maybe it like transforms entirely. But I'm expecting it just to be like a very minimalistic change, like maybe even a crown. I don't think it's gonna be like anything absurd. Like, oh, it goes from crossbones to crossbones with the horn, and now it's like a full arm sleeve. Like, I think that'd be kind of weird.
Yeah, isn't that ironic? The Harold ripped off his horns, and then he just get a horn tattoo on his Bismarck.
Yeah, it's like, oh, actually, I'm still an ancient giant after all.
Yeah, I wonder if like his powers would be strong. Do you think the horns like weakened him, or like losing the horns weakened him?
A little bit. I don't know if it was a part of his like move set, but I like to imagine he'd stab some people with his horns, impale them.
Yeah, it'd be cool if they had like some kind of hockey beam from their horns.
Yeah. Speaking of like new powers though, like the Sarah from Bleach that part just described, we also have the whole debacle with Gunko. Gunko has not aged at all, really. It's been like what, 50 years almost, and Gunko really has not aged a single day. So what's up with that? Like, because at God Valley, she was simply God Steel, and even before that, we don't know if she was God Steel by the time Rocks went to the throne room, or the flower room, I should say. But yeah, like Gunko has somewhat had eternal youth, whereas Harold, he just now got immortality, which I think he's still going to age, he just doesn't die. But even then, it's like, wait, what's going on here? Like, why is Gunko so special?
Double standard.
It's funny because people are saying that, like, oh, Gunko has been aging, but this is her good timeline. I'm like, okay, wait a minute,
Yeah.
guys. Like,
Yeah.
even then, for Nami and Robin, you could see that they've aged. Like, yeah, we joke, they still look young, sure. But you can tell they age. Gunko literally looks like identical to all those years
No.
ago.
Nuh-uh. Nuh-uh. You're forgetting the main thing, Sai. You're
Oh,
forgetting
what
the
is
main
it? What
thing.
is it?
There's two things you're forgetting. One is that Oda had her with long hair at God Valley, and now she has
Oh, yeah,
short
yeah,
hair.
yeah.
So, oh, and then when Emu takes over, she grows back the hair. So we can imply that that might be her prime age. And you know how Oda is with the women. There's a prime time for her. Oda knows what that is. But
Yes,
the
exactly,
separate part is
exactly.
Oda only showed the good timeline and the bad time. He didn't show the best timeline and the worst timeline. It might be that Gunko is on the best timeline, the best version
It
of
all
it.
makes sense now.
Yeah, yeah. And it might be that it might be like sub one, like meaning like sub 100, because her hair did shrink. Maybe if she was on the real best timeline, her hair wouldn't shrink. Hey, it could be something like that, you know? And Oda did have like Nami's hair got shorter, I think, in the good timeline. They had them with different haircut. It might not be because they couldn't. It's just that like that's what happens when girls get older. Their hair gets shorter. It's like Oda's perspective, Oda's standard, Oda's perspective. I think that's kind of what it is. I think Oda
So,
doesn't
do
like
you
the thing is,
genuinely think that Gunko has been aging?
um,
Because I know we're like talking about like, oh, good timeline, bad timeline.
yeah, yeah.
Do you think that is the case, or do you think there's just
I
something
think
else
it's
going on?
weird because like the deep sea contract and deep sea contract, it's like Garling, we saw he aged and he had to have been deep sea contract. He had to have. He's Knight of God. He had to be deep sea contract. There's no way around it. And then he's now Gorosei, but he's old and he has it. And but these Gorosei members, they have to have like it'd be weird to say one of them didn't, but it makes more sense to believe that they all have deep sea contract. And from this point and from God Valley, they have not aged. So I feel like deep sea contract does not have that aging lock in because Garling. And then
Yeah.
so deep sea has to have the age lock in because we see it. We see it this chapter, we see it God Valley, and we see it in our current chapters. So if we're separating out and saying that Gunko is not deep sea contract, which wouldn't make sense because she wasn't even God Knight in God Valley, then I am more inclined to believe that yes, she's been aging. Uh, it could just be that like it's kind of like Oda saying that like oh Big Mom Kaido Whitebeard they hit their prime 20 years from now. And it's so, and like maybe Gunko is still before that aging point, right? When we have characters like Kureha, and it could just be like the part where I feel like I'm memeing is like the good timeline, bad timeline thing, and I'm more simply just like it's just double standard. I feel like it's just Oda's double standard. She has been aging because it makes less sense the other way around. Cause and the main reason is Garling. We now have the from deep sea to deep DC, we can I think confidently say there's a distinct difference between God Valley Saturn and God Valley Garling and current day Saturn and current day Garling. And it has to be the contract. I don't, unless one of them is doing Korean skincare, like, I don't know. Like maybe Emu's like, the difference between deep sea and deep sea is just the skincare quality I give you guys. It's like, I don't think that's the case. I think it's just aging. The hair is the thing. And it's a silly, but it's Oda. Oda's done more. He's said worse. He's like, yeah, optimal lady. Of course I draw my optimal lady. And this is how she looks. Two circles and an hourglass. That's how you draw women.
So you'd put money down on saying that Gunko has been aging this entire time?
Yeah, I
Okay.
put money on that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
I
it's
think
just
there is something special about Gunko personally. I feel like she is not aging.
mhm.
And the reason I believe that, or at least the reason I can want to believe that is because Gunko seems special. Like she was in the flower
Yeah,
room with Emu, possibly before
that's
even
true.
becoming a God's Blade. So I
Yeah.
think there's something about her that Emu finds fascinating. So he specifically granted Gunko the ability to not age. and I don't think it's like a timeline thing.
I like the special part. It's just like the specialness has been weighed down a little bit because of the other characters. But you're right. As far as one of one, Gunko still has the one of one part of being the attendant, and that could have its benefits. Maybe it's not being the attendant, but maybe it's being in that room, right? It could be something like that. If we're doing the time dialysis line of logic, where Elbaf has time dialysis in the aging direction, then maybe Emu's room is time dialysis in the other direction. It could be that. So like the time she spends in there is like time is going on the outside, but on the inside it's not. Like it could be something like that.
Yeah.
Don't know.
When it comes to all of that too, we still don't know how the Eve tree works. There is a chance the Eve tree could grant like de-aging properties, which sounds silly, but
True.
could be
True.
something of the sort.
Yeah.
But now we go on a little bit more, and Harold's mission is almost done. All he has to do is create an abyss circle in Elbaf, and then complete one more task, and he is officially going to be recognized by the WG.
Mhm.
While he is sailing over to Elbaf, though, we do see a shot of his ship. Pretty cool stuff. Cool looking logo. But the most important thing is that Oda put the F back into Elbaf, which is pretty cool. A lot of people see that and they're like, ah, whatever. But, it has been a big thing. Officials put the PH there, and it looks like Oda's going back to the F. There could be a deeper meaning behind this. People are saying, oh, like after Harold dies, the PH comes in. It's like, okay, who made that decision? A little bit silly,
Yeah.
but it could just be like a consistency thing. Like maybe Oda didn't realize the PH was there. Maybe he wanted the F all along. Maybe somebody told him along the way that, hey, the F makes more sense here. But either way, we
Yeah.
have the F and L bath for Fable, which is cool. I felt like that was like a dead theory, but it's back, boys. Do not underestimate Usopp's arc here.
Yeah. Yeah, let's do
Which one
that.
do you like
Create
more? Do you
more
like the F or the
expectations.
PH?
I think the F makes it okay, this goes back to like the Mother Flame thing. You remember I said that the Viz was gonna do Mother Frame, and I was like, it doesn't make sense to do it that way. It makes more sense to do Mother Flame. But my opinion was is that it's likely that both are meaningful, and there's like a pun there, and Oda could just be doing like it in all, especially from Vegapunk's point of view. Mother Flame is the one you should translate. And so to apply that here, I think that the F is the one that should be translated because the Fable thing, and I'm pretty certain that that's I doubt that that's not like an actual thing. Like Fable with the F is the meaningful part, but I do think that it's likely that the PH does have some meaning, and but again, it wouldn't make sense to translate it that way. It would just be a pun, and a pun could be that like not a pun, but an association that could make the pun meaningful is that people have been trying to dig out what the meaning of that like ancient giant symbol on Punk Hazard was. Punk Hazard gets shortened to PH. Their buildings have PH on it. And so could it be that Elbaf was like a Elba dash PH? It could be that that would be something that's associated there. And I only give that one more credence now because of the Galley Law. Like people, whether they believe that theory or not, like look at that panel where there's frozen giant looking people that look like the silhouette that we got of the Galley Law. And I'm like, that's probably just them. I don't know how they got there, but I don't know the context. But like we have the symbol on Punk Hazard. The entire island was meant for centuries upon centuries of experimentation to recreate giants. And then you have the Galila there. That all ties into Elbaf and this pH. And if Oda wanted the pH to be meaningful, it could be that that's an association. Like, we not necessarily know why, but and the other part of it too is that it's not even that separate because the other crazy thing is we have a mystery race of giants that were introduced on Punk Hazard, which is not like something you can scoff at. Like everyone looked at Little Garden like, oh, this is the Giants Island, Giant Arc. Louis Arnault was something that carried over, something that was a panel that ended one chapter ended up coming back and narrating half of the ending of Elbaf introduction chapter. And so I wouldn't be surprised if small things like that from Punk Hazard end up connecting us back, especially because we don't know what the Yeti Cool Brothers particularly are. We kind of know what they look like. We have that Yeti Holy Knight, but we still don't know like where they are at with giants. We know that they are giants, but Oda said in their Reaver cards they're a special kind. They're a mystery kind, and he specifically said that, and it's translated by Sandman too. So that part is verified. But yeah, curious what the F and PH fully holds in, could mean something crazy.
Yeah, I do like the original theories that like the PH means Baphomet because you El Baphomet, you spell it like that. It's like, oh, that's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's what Oda's
Yeah,
going for, but I think that's a cool idea in general.
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We do see that when Harold arrives, he tells the people that he's almost done. We just need one more thing. Now we hear the one more thing, and it's that Emu wants to use the entire country to form an army of soldiers. This is pretty much everything Harold didn't want. Sure, he didn't mind sending people to join the Marines, the adults who want to, but he doesn't want to make Elbaf into a military nation. So he starts fighting back against Emu here, and then he realizes that he's cooked, because ever since he got the deep sea contract, he now has to listen to all of Emu's orders. I don't know what Emu's trying to do here, but Emu starts dragging his ass to the circle, which is kind of odd. It's like, okay, is he going to get domied? Is he going to get taken over? Like, and even if he gets taken over, like, Harold is just going to turn into this blackened demon monster. And then what? He's going to tell the people of Elbaf to listen to him? Surely people are going to be like, wait a minute, this isn't King Harold. Why should we listen to this guy? This demon thing that doesn't even sound like him or look like him. There's a lot of like logistical issues here that I don't know if Emu's like really planning out. Maybe Harold gets turned and he looks exactly the same. I feel like that would be the best, outcome. But yeah.
Yeah, like rocks.
Yeah, like rocks. Yeah. The entire Rocks crew had no idea what was going on with him. He just got like 3 times bigger wings and fangs. Yeah. And then of course, a tentacle monster, shoved his appendages through him. And even here, right? Sure, Harold gets bigger, horns, blah blah blah. There's also a demon circle in the middle of the room, guys. Like maybe we start putting pieces together and say, hey, something's up.
Yeah, there's a lot of question marks. I mean, it's funny because the chat like did the full spectrum focus. They hyper focused on Par. the circle's drawn on top of the carpet. Why do you do that? Why? And then when Luffy got to the room, it's on the ground and the carpet isn't there. And it's like, did someone redraw it? Or like, and then I memed on them. I was like, guys, you don't see it, but Harold actually cut out a perfect circle in the carpet, and that's still there. And it's just like, you wouldn't be able to see it in the manga. You'd only be able to see it in the texture. But he cut out perfectly the shape of the thing. And that's the other part, is that not only could that be possible for Harold, in other series where magic is a thing, this is S tier Dumbledore level magic. He should be teaching classes on magic arts to be able to draw that with no assistance, like 1 year in.
Maybe Emu was like in the back of his head though, saying, "Hey Harold, you want to do this?" Now imagine Harold like kept on fumbling, like, "No, Harold, redo that one. You messed it up. That I said make it a point. You made it oval. what are you doing?" Like I like to imagine Harold was a really bad drawer, and we don't even know how these symbols are made. By the way, like, is it chalk? Is it Sharpie? Blood? Which also, 1 second. Let me just use the bathroom real quick. You know what I just thought about doing?
What?
Creating a AI generated image of all my dead family members doing that whole One Piece meme where it's like, "Oh, Luffy, we're here to help." Like, I think that'd be kind of funny. I don't know why. I just thought of that. Like, damn, dude.
What kind of shit did you take, bro? This is
no, just I don't know. Like, I was thinking about that picture earlier. I was like, man. It's like, we're here to help Luffy, and it's like Ace and Pedro, Whitebeard, Belmare, like all of them, Fisher Tiger. Like, damn, like I should make that picture, but it's like all my like aunts, uncles, and like my grandparents and stuff. That'd be kind of funny.
You don't know what I thought about while you're gone? I was like, oh shit, I gotta tell Silas. I just came up with the best Halloween costume.
What's up?
You know those like abduction alien costumes where the guy is like he's like here and then back there is the alien like holding him, but it looks like his legs are the aliens. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm gonna buy that and then make the alien emu. And then it's like emu just carrying me, just taking me away, Domino reversing me. Oh
That'd be
yeah, I
so
could Domino
funny.
reverse.
Wait, no, even better. It should be like a Saint Charlos cosplay, and you're riding like a slave,
Yeah, yeah,
or
that's gonna
like
go
a
well.
duo costume would be like Roswell and Kuma.
Yeah, that's gonna go well in the streets.
You don't think it will? I mean, I think One Piece fans would eat it up.
Yeah, yeah. One Piece. I'm waiting to see that anime NYC. We're definitely gonna get that next year.
Hit him with the whole "if you know, you know."
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Which
yeah.
it's funny. While we were on break, my my homie that reads One Piece, he texted me. I just saw him like yesterday, and he was just like, "Bro, I just went back to 1152." So he's like normal. He's not in this community. He doesn't like keep up with the YouTubers or anything like that. He's Japanese, so he just reads the Japanese stuff. And he's like, "Bro, this series is so good. I went back to 1152, and I remembered that Shanks had the abyss mark in the pool with Scopper." And I
Yeah.
remember I was like, "Oh yeah, I remember that." And like back then, when I was thinking about it, that's where that idea that like, oh yeah, he gets his arm chopped off to get the thing removed, but people are like, Par, you're forgetting the regen. Like that doesn't make sense because if he has the mark, then he can regen. But the difference is that we didn't calculate for that he would be Blade of God level, not deep sea or greater.
Yeah, we didn't know
So
there were like
Blade of God.
tiers to it yet.
Yeah, yeah. So and him saying that it's funny because he's like a normie, so he didn't like pay attention. We paid attention, and it came up with theory, but it got cock blocked by the tier system. But that's where the idea was like, because originally it was when Bonnie got the thing, and we knew that she was half celestial, and then it's like, oh, maybe Shanks had the blue thing, and he got his arm lopped off. Because at the end of the day, like my thing is just like, if Bonnie had it anywhere else on her body, you could just amputate it, right? But it's because of her face, they had to do some special thing. But I like to think it's like skin cancer, right? You just like hopefully you just remove the spot and you hope that it didn't like spread anywhere else. But yeah, and then it wasn't the blue thing. It was that he was a celestial dragon dog, devoted blade of dog.
That is
Sorry.
cool. I do think it is like one of
Yeah.
the coolest factions out there still. Like I wish the
Yeah,
Straw
yeah.
Hats had like a thing like this where like you join the Straw Hats and you get like a straw hat just spawns on your back or something.
Mm. I
Like all
will
the Straw Hats
say,
wear Straw Hats, and the higher you are to Luffy's level, the more mythical the Straw Hat becomes.
I will say that yeah, I agree with that. And I will say that on Jay's Reverie, I came in hot for slandering the Holy Knights, and everyone was on board. And so I was like, wait, hold on. And then it's funny because even Brago hopped in. He's just like, nah, Jack got that smoke in him. And I did not think that Brago would pour more. Like the crate. Never would I have thought that I would get Brago support against the Holy Knights by hyping up Jack, which I did with that. Like, because Roger was talking about Jack before, but then I brought it up, and I didn't think Braga would jump on that. But I will say that the devoted blade of gods is to this day not besmirched. Like that is the only faction that is still cool. Gunko's cool. Always has been cool. It's not her fault. She wasn't assembled for the Night of Gods at God Valley. So whatever she was doing, that's fine. Shanks was a God Knight, devoted blade of God, and so is Harold. That Harold sucks for other reasons, but as a devoted blade of God, he's not disappointing me. That faction of the Holy Knights is right now the best.
The tier one faction.
Yeah, they're not problematic.
Getting
Yeah.
back to it, when Harold hits that circle, what do you think's gonna happen?
Uh, I don't even know, bro. Cause like I don't like okay, this he goes or Emo goes, those who have accepted the depths of the covenant are given immortality and strength, but must obey orders in return. Think what thou wilt, I will have my way. He goes, huh? And like this like uh sequence, I'm like, is Harold falling back, or is like Emu preventing him from going forward? Like, is he trying to reach the guards? Because I would have thought that like he's trying to reach the guards instead of like just shouting to them. So I thought he was going to the door, and Emu was preventing him from doing that. But then it's also like, but was Emu trying to get him to the thing, and he was trying to prevent himself from going there? That's why he's holding the pillar. So not really too certain, but you're right. Like he ends up there, right? So at the end
Yeah.
of the day, um, I not too sure what happens because he's there. He's not Damir Versid. He's on the side of it, so it feels like he's trying to hold himself away from there. But I'm kind of impressed that he's even being able to resist in the first place. I would have told him, "Hey, carry me out of here, bro. I can't walk. I've fallen. Oh yeah, the Saul thing. I've fallen and I can't get back up." That's what he should have
Oh
done
my
here.
god.
He should have been like, "Pick me up. My legs stopped
Please.
working. I'm getting old." Yeah,
Yeah,
he
it
should
must be
have pulled
scary to
up,
be like a
but
guard here. You walk in and your king's like being dragged to like this pentagram in the on the ground. It's like, what the
yeah,
hell?
yeah.
Like
That's a horror
imagine how
movie.
often these guards actually do something in Elbath. They're probably just chilling, hanging out, drinking some whiskey, some scotch, and then next thing you know, the king is like, "Hey, I need your help." You go in, and it's like, "Holy shit, he's turning into a demon." What?
Yeah, yeah. Estrid was right. The 5 star point kill thing, or whatever she said. I
Yeah,
butchered that.
whatever she said. It's one
Yeah,
of
yeah.
those.
I think the scariest thing here is that is that Harold's stairs to his throne are taller than Emu's. Like it's like 5 steps, but in reality, he's like shoulder to his like thing, and that's basically the top of the throne room. Like he's huge in the throne room. Yeah, where is he at? His head is equal to Emu there, so like his staircase is massive. Like these are
Yeah,
mountains
somebody
for him.
pointed something out, and I thought that was a really cool observation. They're like, Emu bows to no one, Emu looks up to no one. So he probably
Yeah,
built the throne so that even when there's like an ancient giant in front of him, he can still look down on
yeah,
them. And I was like, oh, that's actually a really nice one. I like that.
yeah. I think that makes sense
Yeah.
until we get his height, and then Oda tells us he's shorter than Ors somehow, and
Oh my
and
god.
then yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it's
because
like the
like
whole thing where it's
we
like, oh, Roger, yeah, he's like triple the size of Rayleigh, but they're the same height whenever I draw him though. It's all good.
yeah, yeah, and Harold changed size, the Gorosei changed size in this chapter. If Harold wanted to, he could be taller than the throne room. I believe in him. I
Yeah.
believe in.
Yeah, size consistency in One Piece is it's just tough.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, we could nitpick about that all day, but it's like, man, we got so many wacky ass characters. Sure, 1 minute the Gorsi are the size of Harold's toe, the next minute they're the size of his boot. Yeah, why not?
Yeah,
Let's just go
yeah.
with it.
I kind of really thought about it when Harold's sitting in the in with the Gorosei. He's kind of sitting in the way, like they're his master. Like, cause he's on his knees sitting like that. He's not like comfortable sitting. He's like shisha, like like
I
in a
mean, it
dojo.
looks like it's because the mark also hurt like hell
No, 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 no. Above that, like before he goes to the room, like
before he
he's sitting
goes
in
to the
the.
room.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
He's
it's probably
sitting.
just also really awkward for Harold. I mean, when you think about it, if you're that tall, do you want to be looking down like this? Like, no, I try to get like as even as possible. So I'd probably squat
Yeah,
too.
yeah. It's kind of interesting. It's like, maybe because. Do you think they had to teach him magic?
Nah.
Nah. Yeah, Oda probably hates
Like, for
Hogwarts.
example, if there's like a small person in my room, I wouldn't like just stand up and look down at him like that. I'd probably like crouch or I'd sit, I'd lay down on the ground. It's like, okay, let me
Uh-huh,
just like
uh-huh.
rest my neck, dude. That hurts.
Yeah,
And you
yeah,
gotta
I
imagine
guess so.
how old Harold is. He's like over 100. It's like, yeah, he's probably like got neck problems or back problems. Do you
No,
want
what
to
I'm
make it
saying,
worse?
he's doing that special Japanese sitting thing, like the forgiving one. There's a name for it where you sit on both your knees, hands on your thing, and it's like that's also what you do for like a sensei.
I mean,
So
to
I'm
be
like,
fair, Yakuza bosses sit like that too.
yeah, because there's a hierarchy. That's what I'm saying. Like maybe there's like a. I wonder if that. My main thing is just like I want the magic to be like meaningful. You know what I mean? Like it'd be weird if a random character just started doing science and then automatically recreates like even what Caesar did. Not limited, but like yeah, I guess limited would be the thing, but it's like is it you just get the mark and you just know how it works? Like that's fine. I just want an explanation. Like
I think you have to train it.
you have to train it?
If I had to
Oh.
guess, train or
I think
learn.
Oda's gonna skip that. I think if the easiest route is just like, oh yeah, you get the mark and you just say things and it works, right? Or is like when Gunko does the transportation spell, is she like doing hand
I mean,
signs?
I
Like
doubt
that
we're
would
gonna
be
see them
nuts.
going through like a training thing, but I imagine it's gonna be like the
Yeah,
Rokushiki, like oh, like these are masters of it. They
yeah. I
trained off screen.
wonder.
You're not gonna see it.
Do you think Oda's gonna do? He's gonna meme on ninjas more by doing hand signs.
No, I think he'll do like the drawing thing where he's like,
Yeah,
that's it.
yeah. The like with a
Yeah,
brush. Okay, this is nitpicking. This is nitpicking. When Shamrock showed up to Loki, he said, "Do you want to be a holy knight?" Doesn't that mean
yeah,
skipping the Blade of God?
maybe.
Because Gunko wasn't considered a god knight. She was a Blade of God, right? So when they came here, they're like, "Do you want to be a holy knight?" Which means that there's a deep sea contract open now, like currently. But then also Wouldn't me when you said like, "Oh, chain me to the pillar," I was rethinking the whole Loki thing. I was like, "Wait, like, what if there's like he's chained to the pillar because he's afraid like of getting like some kind of pentagram type shit too?" And like, I don't know. I was like, "Huh, kind of funny how he wanted to be chained to the pillar, and then Loki's chained to the pillar." We kind of and we know that he wants to break free because he asked Luffy for the key. But then I was thinking about when Shamrock said that, I was like, "Huh." Did he mean to say like, oh, do you want to be a devoted blade of God? He just wasn't differentiating, or did he mean that like Loki would be directly put into Holy Knights, which that would be kind of nuts. I wonder if that would relate to Harold already jumping through because we talked about how like oh yeah it makes sense that they offered it to him because Harold already was there so oh his son's probably cool with it too but never thought about like wait wouldn't skipping it also be kind of nuts too because like not even Shanks did that. Hmm.
I mean, I don't think it'd be too crazy because when you consider the fact that like when you become a god knight, you have to listen to Emu, you gotta follow their orders. Like your body starts getting
Yeah.
dragged. Maybe they're just like, okay, Loki, we don't want him to rebel. Let's just make him a knight of God so that he has to follow Emu's orders no matter what. No
True.
rebellion at
True. True.
all.
True. That makes sense.
Just
I
make him
like that.
100% subservient, especially with right
Hmm.
now because they want to subjugate Elbaf. Like, okay, let's like forget the whole devoted blade of God thing. Like, let's not have him go on like a 15-year mission. Let's just get him in, get it over with.
Do you think that they could have done it right then and there? Or they have to go back to Meridraw.
I think they have to go back.
Okay. Nah, yeah, I like that. I like that. Jumping it makes sense there because they don't care for him. They just want full control. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the Straw Hats are finally going to hear the story, which I say Straw Hats, it's really just Luffy and Chopper. I just hope there's
Yeah.
some good takeaway here. I mean, we know that Shanks is going to come
Wait,
into
Sanji
this, so
Zoro.
that's fine. Huh?
Sanji Zoro? Or did they
They're
go ahead?
gone. They
They
went to
went
the
ahead
Sun
with
Realm.
the
Yeah.
with the other giant,
Yeah,
the
because
new
Luffy
giant.
told them to
Yeah.
go ahead.
Gotcha, gotcha,
Yeah,
gotcha.
Luffy told them both to
And
go
Chopper.
ahead. But
And Louis like,
Chopper's
Chopper,
staying because he's helping Loki and them and
you're
Scopper.
useless. Yeah,
Yeah,
you stay
I
here,
just wonder
Chopper.
if Chopper's gonna get anything out of this. That's why, like beforehand, before we had like the whole thing where it's like, oh, the flashback starts now. It's like, oh, like maybe we'll see Kareha
Oh,
or Hero Look, but maybe moving
dude.
forward we'll see them. I just want Chopper to get something out of it because everybody's getting something, right? Scopper is
Yeah,
finally gonna hear the full story. Loki's finally speaking his piece. Hyruden's finally gonna learn what happened to his dad. Luffy's gonna hear about Shanks. Chopper's just here for the ride, dude.
yeah. You know what's interesting about that actually,
What's
when I
up?
think about it, is is if there was a way for Chopper to get the body, like if Sommer's arm got lopped off and he regenerates his arm and it's not like and his original one is still there, right? I feel like that would be Chopper's best avenue because whenever he comes up with something, it's like an autopsy, right? Like the Ice Oni, he like took the sample from someone who was infected. For
Yeah.
Caesar on Punk Hazard, the kids, he's like, I need a direct blood sample, so he did that, and they were like wild, so they sedate him or something like that. So like, mate, if it would be kind of cool if Chopper could somehow get somebody who has the mark. I guess Shanks could be, and does it alter their body? That'd be kind of cool if like Chopper could figure out that way, like some scientific direction of it, which I feel like Oda would go that way. But
We don't know how the
I guess the
regeneration works yet. Like, what if, let's say, Chopper says, "Hey Zoro, I want to study these guys. Lop off an arm." Zoro fights Killingham, lops off an arm, but the arm just disintegrates and it reattaches to Killingham.
yeah,
Like, we don't know
the
if it
only
stays
person,
lopped off and they just spawn a new one, or if the one that got cut off disintegrates and then just respawns.
yeah, I think the only person. Oh, you know what'd be sick? Like the green blood thing has always been a question, but like it's a no. I hope it's a known thing now, but like technically tattoos leak into your blood, like especially the bad ones would, but like the way it affects a good tattoo can still affect you is because of your immune response. Your body's like, hey, I gotta clear these like like not macrophages, whatever, the things that are too big to be broken down and they're constantly there. And it would be cool if that did change, like the mark did change the celestial dragons, even the celestial dragons, to a certain extent, and like Chopper is able to sense it. And the reason why I like that is like it would go back to like, you know how like the fish, we were talking about the Fisher Tiger thing, like he wouldn't accept human blood because like his pride and whatever, because he, you know, would rather die than live because of a human's help. But the whole thing with Fishman, like, you know, whether Fish or Tiger pushed on that sentiment or it existed in the first place of like the whole like not giving your blood over, it could be that like, oh, I wonder if like a celestial dragon's blood is like toxic. And so like in the past in the Void Century, they're like, I can't give you the blood. And everyone else is like, you're just gonna let him die. It's like, no, I can't give you the blood. And it's like if it's like I don't think that Chopper can do green blood into just a human, you know what I mean? I'm pretty sure that would kill them, right? So what
Yeah.
if the mark changed their blood? And it's like literally like, yeah, like Shanks can't give Luffy blood. Like if he was on Fishman Island, even if they were the same blood type, because of the mark, it's changed. And that's where I go back to like I think the only character that would make this plot line make sense for Chopper would be Shanks. Shanks would be able to give it to him, and then Chopper would be like, "Oh, this is how he's different." Or Mihawk, I guess, but I doubt Mihawk would let. Now Mihawk's kind of nice. I feel like if a small reindeer kid came up to him like, "Hey, can I take like a sample of your blood?" and he's like, "Sure," a little tanuki, and then he'd be like, "Okay," and then you do it. I could see that.
Yeah, that'd be kind of
But
cool.
yeah, yeah, I wonder if the blood changes because Vegapunk set up the whole green blood thing. It would make sense if like carried on some direction.
The blood of a dragon. I mean,
Yeah.
going over to ReZero. In ReZero,
Uh-huh.
there's dragon's blood, and dragon's blood is poisonous.
Oh, yeah. I feel like a few animes have been doing that recently where like the dragons are scary, but it's also like their breath is toxic. It's not the fire breath. It's like also their spit and their blood. Like you have like everything about them is apocalyptic. And I like that. That makes sense, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
It could be like the moon orb priest girl from the Cursed Sword movie. Maybe like back in the past, the celestial dragons actually drank celestial dragon blood, like a real dragon's blood.
That's a legendary pull. I'm proud of you. That's a good one.
It's a stupid
You
movie.
didn't
I
like
hate
that
that movie
movie.
so much, dude.
Yeah, yeah, you hate it, but you still kept it in the mind palace of yours.
It's important, dude. That movie is
Yeah,
going to be big. Just wait.
yeah, I agree.
Yeah. I
I
mean, I
agree.
feel like a lot of like original concepts like that are huge. I mean, we've talked about it like a million times, like the Millennium Dragons, the way they hid the island, which is it was like an invisible wall force field mirror thing.
Yeah,
So they
four
had to literally
altars.
like know the exact coordinates to sail through. Dude, I wouldn't be shocked if Laugh Tale's the same way. Like it's literally just there, but it's invisible, so you have to know where
Yeah,
you're going. Like
yeah.
there's a lot of cool
I mean,
concepts in like early One Piece.
like the con in that movie. if people remember, obviously I didn't post the video, but like I talked about it at length with Dak Sake and a bunch of people because my whole Mihawk is a sword theory. And that movie is awesome for that theory because by the end of it, the main villain, which separate at this point I could just say it. I I showed it to Sai, I'm pretty sure. But when when we had that dragon silhouette of the Holy Knights and people are guessing who it was, I was like, oh my God, it'd be crazy if it was like this guy. And the character in that movie is like Zoro's random best friend from his childhood that we didn't know about, named Saga, but he was like a Shanks clone. He literally just looked like Shanks with white hair and a sword. Well, and Shanks has a sword and two arms. And he was really OP, but was crazy by the end of the movie was he becomes the sword. He has a cursed sword, and that cursed sword, the awakening of it is literally just and it heals him, and it heals him like he's immortal, basically like Dami Reversi. And the sword gets lodged in his chest like one of those weird girl tank shows where the gun just comes out of their tits. It's like that, but like he is now the sword, and he's like Dami Reversi now, where he's just like insanely strong. He's doing like Rankiaku, like all these CP9 techniques without like any. Oh, and the movie takes place after Water 7, I'm pretty sure. After that arc. Because I'm pretty sure they're before Moria. I forget. I forget when the movie is supposed to be. But point is that that concept Oda did there is kind of similar. If you just take away the sword, it's not that different from Dami Reversi or the contract because he had like a mark on him too. And Luffy had to fight him up until he became a sword, and then I think Luffy came in, which also didn't make too much sense because he was literally a sword, so everything he did just cut, and that's Luffy's weakness. But yeah, there was a lot in that movie that plays really well, like the four altars. That's mentioned in Skypiea, four altars. So it's
And there was an actual
yeah.
god in the movie too.
Yeah, yeah. And the story was like four princes wanted to raise up this princess, but she's like, "You're not my type," something like that. And then they cursed her. And then the curse was the balls they were holding. Yeah, so this is a bunch of wild shit. And then the sword ended up becoming like cursed because of like something related to the princes. Yeah, it's a good movie if you don't if you put it on 2x.
Oh, I was about to say it's a good movie if you're trying to take a nap, because that shit is
Yeah.
slow. It is one of the
Yeah,
slowest,
that's
most boring One Piece movies out there. It's good near
the end and like
huh. Okay,
like
it's good at the last 10 minutes and the first 10 minutes.
I was gonna say not the first 10 minutes, like the like like the hypothetical second 10 minutes, because like when they introduced the people, that was cool because there was some strong stuff, and then we got Zoro's backstory with the guy. That part was cool. Going into it, it was like they didn't know what the hell was going on, and then after that, it took forever for them to get out of the tunnels, and then all the island stuff, and it's slow in a weird way. But yeah, I like the ending, and I like some part of the middle beginning. But yeah, 2x is how you should watch it. Don't watch it any slower than that.
Yeah, yeah. Cool concepts
Yeah,
though.
yeah, yeah.
So that is
Very
pretty
cool.
much it. Any final thoughts about this chapter, Par, before we head out of here? It's a pretty short chapter,
Um,
15 pages. What? There's even some panels that weren't fully done yet as well,
yeah.
which is kind of cool. It's like
If you
getting a
had
ghost
to
print in
put,
Yu-Gi-Oh. It's like, wow.
I like whenever Oda has those like rough shaded. I like those. I honestly think that should be incorporated into like when he did it with Kuma's thing, it felt intentional because it felt like I was trembling reading and crying, and then the thing was shaking. It felt like because that was like the sad part of
It
Kuma. Kuma
felt
found out like
real.
yeah, it was like that felt impactful, and I wouldn't be mad if Oda like in impactful scenes brought out that shakiness that was there. And in this one, it could have made sense because he's getting like elevated to like demonic tier 2, and he's now immortal. Like surely that affects the paneling, right? Like that feels like it makes sense, breaking the fourth wall. But if you had to put your money on it, Sai, I think this might be my big question.
What's
Is
up?
Jarl memeing? Like, next chapter, we're surely going to get what the truth of the situation is, right? How the guards died, who
Yeah.
killed Harold, how it happened, where was Jarl, who maybe I could set this off to the side, but like, Shanks and Scopper were technically on Elbaf. What was their reaction? And then also the treasure room, right? Like that part. That part could maybe be the next chapter, but the everything I said at the beginning, that surely is happening next. And with that, it's like Yarl, what happened to him? Do you think he passed out? Do you think he was conscious? Do you think he knew about Loki? Do you think he helped Loki? What do you think? Because like it's Harold's sword in his head. That's not debatable, right? Like
Yeah,
so
it's not
like
really debatable.
what do you think happens with Yarl specifically?
I think he's
What's his
I mean, we've been wanting Loki to do a Hakaku sovereignty with somebody. I think Jarl's gonna be that partner. Loki's gonna turn
damn.
over and say, "Hey, old man, you're the only one who rivals my power." And then that's when we're gonna get it. We're gonna Jarl and Loki doing a Hakaku sovereignty against King Harold, and then King Harold gets back up because he's regenerating, and he sneak attacks Jarl with a sword in the head, and that's pretty much it.
And then Loki's like, hmm, seems like I got to put more mass into this. You think
Yeah.
that's
No, 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 no. The old man says, Loki, I'm gonna give you all my mass.
yeah. See, I feel like what happens is Loki's there and he also doesn't like his dad, so like it's a confusing situation, right? Like the guards, he walks in on the guards stabbing him, right? So like is it that Loki clears the guards because he's watching them kill Harold, and then Harold tries to stop Loki, and it's none of it's making sense because Harold's trying to resist Emu while being like allowing to be restrained. He's in the room. Clear, it makes sense that he told them to stab him. Loki walks in on that. What would be the rational thing to do? He just kicked a guard into the door. I think he would continue that streak, take out the guards. Now Harold is like unrestrained. Maybe Emu intervenes here, but maybe like Harold is like stop, like trying to stop him. He swings his sword, and Jarl tanks it for Loki. Like it would have been a problem, but I think that like where I'm at, I think Jarl tanks the sword for Loki. Like it might have been a kill hit if Harold had landed it, which is why I'm not too big on the circumstance around it because it could be anything. But I feel like Jarl tanking the hit for Loki, then getting some form of amnesia around it. Because after the fact, Loki's like, "Hey, Jarl, speak up for me," and then he can't, and it might be that like I don't even know because like then we have to figure out how does Loki leave, like what, how do people figure out and blame Loki, like what is that situation like? But I feel like the place that I think might happen next chapter is seeing Jarl tank the sword for Loki. I feel like that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
um
I like that.
Living part probably wasn't in his cards. He probably saw Ida's situation. Shit, we don't got doctors. I'm gonna die from this one. Oh well. I lived a good life. He wakes up. Well, shit. I didn't meet you, Yorul. Where are you?
I
You
like to
know?
imagine that Harold's sword is gonna be utilized soon.
Yeah, like
Like her, yeah, like Excalibur. I think it would make sense if Hyruden wields it.
too big for him. Sorry.
No, I mean you've seen swords in One Piece. It simply alters its shape.
It's just funny because canonically, Loki mocked Hired by saying, "What are you gonna do? Pick up my hammer?" Because it's too big for him. So it's like I would love like Harold's sword theoretically is like triple Hired. Like it's like it's kind of comical because then we on panel have to see the sword be like, "Oh, I'm with this kid now. I thought I was gonna go to Loki," and then the sword just like shrinks into Hiredin's hand. I don't know.
Ooh, how would
Hiredin
you feel
might
if the
not be good
sword
at swords.
actually was able to talk?
Oh yeah, awesome. I've been predicting that 100%.
No, 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 and not just that. but it's this entire time it's
It
been
is
talking to Yarul. And Yarul's like, what's that voice in my head? But it's actually the sword.
The sword is Mosa. And that's why the Dendenushi
Oh,
has the beard. Wait, do we have
yeah.
Harold's sword's name? Harold's sword's name being Mosa would be so funny.
The
Everyone's like, "Oh, it's
Shagmaster.
Shirahoshi." It's a
That'd be so
fucking
cool.
sword. It calls Loki whenever Yarul goes to sleep, and then the Dendenushi and the sword just calls up Loki, bro. Oh my god, that's crazy. Obviously, you guys were memeing with that one, but
Are we?
um I Yarul has some shenanigans, right? Like I feel like there are some shenanigans. My thing is like if you go back to the Yorul thing, it's like, oh, he got cursed because he didn't die in combat. He died to injuries. So Yarl's like, no one on Elbaf is gonna kill him. So he's like, finally, an opportunity to die. And so he just takes the hammer. And the conversation beforehand, he was telling Loki, he's like, hey, you gotta hand off the leadership to the younger people. And Loki's like, yeah, your leadership's ass. Why are you talking about Ronya being weak as a good thing? And Yarl's point is like, I technically agree with him because I'd rather him lead than me. So walking into this situation, he's primed up to leave this planet. And the unfortunate part apparently is he's still here. And it sucks because you know what I never realized? Oh my god. Emu might have a hard on for Yarl because Yarl probably is the MVP of this scenario, which is why current day they're like, kill Yarl! And it's because he did something here that Emu's like, oh my god, we cannot let him cook.
That'd be so crazy. You know how insane it would be if Jarl actually put the fear of God into Emu? And, you know, going back to like the whole Jarl thing, like, oh, I like older women. It's because Jarl beat Emu's ass here and he saw an older woman.
Yo, I'm so down. Yarl hype. Please, Sai. I can see it now. The comments already. Yarl, #1 hockey god of Elbaf. You could put the of Elbaf. Then people will get rage baited regardless. But because it might be that.
Yeah, we gotta find the right amount of
Emu,
clickbait for this video.
yeah, Emu goes like, you know how we got Joy Boy, we get Yaru.
Oh my
then
god.
it's like Emu doesn't come back to Elbaf personally because Yaru's there. And so now Emu's back in Gunko. And the priority is that, yeah, library, yeah, school. Yarul, though. Dorian Brogy, my greatest soldiers, take him out. And it's like, maybe there's a reason for that. And it's from here. And it could simply be that, like, I always question the fact that like Loki shouldn't know how to hurt the Holy Knights, but if he is here and he kills his dad, oh my god, Elbaf is the Holy Knights on Elbaf are cooked because I do not believe. I know it's crazy, guys. I don't believe that without the marks, the Holy Knights on Elbaf are stronger than Herald without the mark. That crazy idea there,
I don't
right?
know.
So if okay, see, size different, size on a different.
It's been
page
so
here.
many years. I like to imagine they're like, oh my god, Harold lost? Guys, we gotta make sure we never lose again. Like Zoro. Like people forget the whole Zoro thing. Which I don't
just so
it's such a
Stopper
big
can
moment
run
in
his
One
ass
Piece.
down.
I don't know how people keep on forgetting. But it's like, hey, why not have that for the Holy Knights? Like, we'll never lose again, Emu.
Yeah, and then but the thing is, like, even then, right? If Luffy trains and we don't see him beat a Kainu off rip just because he saw the 3 admirals, it's not like we just see Luffy just kill his dad like or grandpa. You know what I mean? Like the Holy Knights, if they're there, there's a learning curve. But if the learning curve is where Sommers is still scared of Scopper, like pissing his pants that people tried to convince me that he was acting. Yeah, he's on the bottom part of that learning curve side. He still needs like 2 more years with Rayleigh on Ruskaina. He needs to be taught about hockey, I guess. But like with Harold, like if Loki is able to 1v1 kill Harold while Emu is there and Immortality's in the picture, that's kind of insane because
Oh, sorry, Par. I don't mean to cut you off.
up.
You didn't think about this, but
Shut up.
it wasn't Loki that beat Harold. it was
Uh-huh.
actually Garling. Did you forget that iconic scene at Baratier in East Blue Arc where Don Krieg was going on a rampage and Geen hit Don Krieg and he says, "Sorry about that. We'll take our leave now."
He didn't kill
Garling's gonna do
him.
that here.
Kill him. Oh, do you think that happens? They think Harold's dead and they just teleported him out?
That'd be kind of cool.
Some people said like, "Oh, Harold's not dead," and I'm like, "All right, how do you lose a giant that big?" But I guess they could teleport him. But then it's weird because it's been so many years since then. You know what I mean? Like, if he's good, then like, is he not good? You know what I mean? Like, also, wouldn't it make sense then to just send Harold here? Like, you know what I mean? Like, if they have after all these years, surely Emu now has control of him. You know, like now send him back. You know? That would be an insane plot twist. Harold gets TP'd in to Elbaf after the other Holy Knights lose, and then like Loki might not be able to beat him, but then Luffy beats his ass. Oh, that'd be kind of or Luffy saves him.
I have an
Oh, because he
idea.
can rip off the Abyss Mark.
One
Because
thing that not a
Egghead.
lot of people have been thinking about. Oh yeah,
Uh
Egghead.
huh.
Yeah. Luffy rips off the scar.
Yeah, he can just
Um,
rip off the Mark.
I don't think that would work, but I think it would happen. But I don't know if I will like separate the connection. But one theory that a lot of people have been sleeping on is Luffy time traveling to the past to actually stop
You
Harold.
interrupted the flow state I was in, the zone from Kuroko no Basket to say Luffy's gonna time travel into the flashback. Is that we're gonna? Oh yeah, next panel. Luffy's like, hold on, Loki, let me help you out real quick, and just busts into the manga panel. Is that what's gonna happen?
Wait, you don't like that idea? That sounds like a theory that you would make. I thought that you'd really appreciate it.
Nah, bro. I turned 30 and I'm done with that kid shit, bro.
I only make real theories now. Okay.
Yeah,
Jesus
yeah,
Christ,
yeah.
man.
Jeez. No, but real talk. Yo,
Okay. Now
Luffy.
real talk. Yeah. What's up? What's up?
No, I'm just thinking like the Holy Knights on God Valley. Cause like, okay. Killing Ham and Somers aside, I don't think they're redeemable. But Gunko is in this weird spot with Brooke, where it feels like we don't know the backstory. I'm almost terrified of getting like Flashbath 2.0, where we interrupt Elbaf again for Brooke backstory with Gunko. And the only reason why is like Gunko. And like maybe we find out that Gunko is against her will. She's constantly like controlled like Harold is. Whatever it is, but Luffy if he could rip off the mark, would they revert? And if yeah, that would be insane for someone like Gunko who likes Brook clearly. Like in the moments before Imu took over, the one word that really came out, "Are you Brook?" You know what I mean? And we got that like really cozy backstory where they're like holding hands, is like a big like a kid when she was a kid. So, or if that was her, I know some people don't think that was her. I think that was her. But point is that like, there's a world where Luffy just oh my god, Luffy. I hate to say like Luffy's so broken, but like legitimately, Oda demonstrating that he could take off the tattoos, and the entire thing in this chapter is like the tattoo, and Luffy could just like shout at him or scare him, and the tattoo bounces off like Toon Force, and then boom, it's like, oh no, it wasn't even that. The War Curry screamed at Luffy, and then the tattoos fell off. So it wasn't even like Luffy related, but Luffy could maybe just do that to the Holy Knights, and then that would absolutely like, any idea that ends with the Holy Knights being dog shit, I hate. But more and more we get of them, it's like, isn't that the
Hey,
right
Oda
path?
said that he doesn't want One Piece to be a fighting manga. It's all about adventure. So we don't need strong villains.
Yeah,
What we really
yeah, but
need
it
is
doesn't
just
mean dog
fun
shit.
moments.
Yeah, but that's
What we just
dog.
need
That's
is a
doo
lot
bro.
of fun part. One Piece isn't
Like if
about
Luffy,
cool fighters and strong people. It's about people who go on adventures. You're missing the
I
message
guess
of One Piece.
it would be kind of cool because then it's like Luffy would have to scare all the Holy Knights. He had to figure out wait. Oh, and then oh my god, Gunko's greatest fear.
What
She
is it?
said it. Nika. So Luffy shows up as Nika. She breaks whatever Emu's thing and maybe gets some clarity because that's her biggest fear. And then because Luffy got it when he got like spooked, like jokingly by the thing. So it might be when she gets spooked, eyes pop out, Mark
Oh,
pops out, and then she's free from that. So it might be that Luffy has to scare each Holy Knight, and then killing him would be the hardest because he's like
yeah.
the
No,
nightmare
like
guy.
imagine that. Like Gunko faces off against Luffy. Well, actually, not even face off. Gunko sees Luffy, and then she's
Yeah.
like, ah!
Yeah, exactly.
And then she turns back to normal.
And it'd be kind of like the sugar thing with Usopp, except more serious because it's like obviously she's a kid, whatever, but she literally said, "My greatest fear is Nika." And I'm not gonna lie, if I saw Nika too, I'd be hella afraid unless he was on my side. Like that shit's scary. And so Gunko getting that moment of clarity might be the weakness that they end up finding out. Like it's watch Scoppers are like, oh, you guys thought I meant cockers hockey? I meant fear hockey. Like you have to instill the fear of God in them, which is kind of the case. Like Scopper did, oh not Scopper, Sommers was also afraid, right? Like there was a sense of fear there. So maybe Scopper was using that, but like, I feel like at least Gunko, that's the only one I really care about because like you said, she's special for a lot of reasons, but tying
Would
in the
you
backstory
forgive
and her
her war
dialogue, it makes
crimes?
sense. Do I forgive her war crimes?
Yeah, because I've seen people.
Here,
I've been seeing people saying that. Oh, even if Gunko is being controlled, I still don't like her because she was a celestial dragon. How do you feel about that?
considering Harold can't even break free, like I said, I consider Harold stronger than all of them. And like even put two of them together, he's probably stronger. Honestly, without Shamrocks, I might be hard pressed to oh, it's Killingham. I have so much
I'd say
I
all
like
the
Killingham
celestial
too
dragons are
much.
redeemable. Bring them back in.
I don't know about that, but like Sommers. I think Sommers like here's the thing. If you were a secret agent in the world government or in the Holy Knight, sorry, how would you have to act? You would have to act over the top. How did we know that? Look at Shanks. Shanks got away with it by just being like, my entire life was a waste. I hated every moment. My God, the air down there is stinky too. Did I mention that one? Like he was so over the top that, like, honestly, I can't believe they believed him, right? And like where they did never see Roger, they never see Shanks on the thing smiling his ass off, like sure, whatever. Never got a Navy report about a little red kid willingly killing other because he was standing over a corpse when we saw him in the Odin flashback, right? Or something
Yeah.
like that, or like some insane shit. So like I almost would say like if there was a world where there are double agents, like Sommers could be a good one because he's over the top. He's literally like, I love it when parents, like lose their children and it's so beautiful. And then like if he knows that Emu's listening, Emu's like, oh no, I don't need to check on this guy. Why? It's like your boss at work, you know what I mean? Like you go over the top, like, yeah, look at this stack of papers I got through. And it's like they're all blank. You know what I mean? Or you photocopied like the one
Yeah.
you did and did a stack of it. Like Sommers could be a really good fake. I doubt it, but as far as
Ooh, how would
the
you
redeemable,
feel?
yeah.
You just brought up a really good idea. But for Saint
Hmm.
Sommers, he is one of the few God Knights who's set up for this. But
Hmm.
imagine Final War happens and the revolutionaries attack. And Sommers
Hmm.
walks up to Dragon saying, My
No,
liege, I've done
no,
it.
shut up,
I
no.
prepared everything for you already.
No, no, that would be awful. See, there's certain things that my agenda doesn't carry to. That's disgusting. But also, like, on that note, like when people are like redeemable, right? Like if you are infiltrating and the only solution to be there is to infiltrate, do you forgive that? You know what I mean? Like I feel like, yeah, against the world government, like I need to get certain secrets. The only way to do it is to infiltrate. If you have to do some crimes to do it, like yeah, it's messed up, but like the alternative is you never get the secrets that can topple the world government. You know what I'm saying? Like throughout all of human history, we've had to we've had to infiltrate, like, you know what I mean? And yeah, there's certain things that are over the top or not protocol or not checked. Like that's the important part. But inside saying the Sommers thing, like I'm thinking about it like Dragon. Dragon's like, you did good, brother. And then he's like reading, like he gets the Carfax like Shanks did a kid, and he's
Oh
looking through all of Sommer's crimes. It's like, man,
no no
were
no no no!
you
How about this? How about
making?
this? Sommers
Yeah,
never
yeah.
killed anybody at God Valley.
He's never killed anyone
Never killed anybody. In fact,
that we
everybody we
know of.
saw Sommers go after, he actually just said, "Hey, scream really loudly, and I'll hide you in my thorn dimension."
That's why Shockey never told on who kidnapped him and anything. He just like
Yeah, it
Shockey was
all
just like,
makes sense.
yeah, and Sommers could have gone back up. Like he got bopped through the wall with his full body. But like he probably was like, hey, scream. I'm gonna make it look believable. And she's like, huh? And he's like, can you please just scream? If you don't, other people are gonna get you. And he had to break your leg. And then Rayleigh was like, that's where she's at. And then he bopped him. Dude. He like, and then the thing about the children, oh, I love the scream of parents losing their children. It might be based off of Dragon, because Dragon said the parents' greatest weakness is their
Yeah,
child. Oh
he
my
learned it
god.
from Dragon, Monkey
Yeah, he
D.
got his persona, his infiltrate. Dragon, how can I infiltrate the world government? I'm not evil.
Oh, wait.
Just think about the worst thing you
And then
could do to me,
Dragon,
Sommers.
he's a Monkey D. So he's Monkey C, but Sommers is Monkey Do.
Monkey do.
Ooh, because he's doing all the dirty work.
Yeah, I love every time you say stupid shit. You're like, why? Please, please. This is all for the editors are making me do this.
No, I
It's
think
so
we're cooking, man.
yeah, or we're cooked. You
Like
guys let us
everything
know
is
in the
starting to make
comments.
sense.
Yo, it's crazy because the loophole, the plot twists that we're including are kind of like like wouldn't be surprised if Oda somehow made that work. Maybe not as silly as we made it to be, but like someone infiltrating the world government, isn't that something people are like especially with Shanks? Shanks literally did that. It wouldn't be weird if another person did that, right?
Yeah, there's usually like, I mean, even in most like stories like this, there's usually one dissenter out there somewhere.
Yeah. And like the question mark is that that person would have to have figured out how the contract works and how to like overcome it without being spotted. And that's how you get in all of like anime. That's like the expert guy who's been
And one of the
living
main
behind enemy
things
lines. Yeah.
that Oda could do is we could revisit the Dragon God Knight silhouettes, and we could look back and say, oh my god, Sommers was never silhouetted there. All the other people line up except for Sommers because he's actually one of the refs.
Yo, dude,
Goda's
we
back
can
at it
convince-
again.
If we posted this on TikTok, I think we can make it canon because those people just believe whatever they see there. Like we just post it there, and I think we get a lot of clicks.
Yeah, I think
Likes.
people would love this, dude. I love
Yeah.
speaking of One Piece TikTok, they're so fucking funny, man. There's
I
the
used to be from
AI
there.
Sora trend, which it's making a comeback, where people are making fake scenarios of like, oh, here's Kaido running after Zoro holding Tama because he wants to save her from the evil pirates. And then
That's
there's another
crazy.
one like
Wait, does it
Helmeppo
look good?
propaganda, where it's like, oh, the evil pirate Roronoa Zoro was beating up this little girl at the bar, but Helmeppo and his brave dog came in to fight the nasty pirate. It's just like stuff
Wait,
like
they
that.
have Sora videos like they're acting out or like manga panels. They just edited them.
Acting out.
That's
It's a
is
little
it
both.
good? Does it look good
Um,
or is it cursed?
some are good, some are bad,
Damn,
and then
I
some
haven't
exist
seen
in the.
that yet.
It's like very broad.
Mm.
Yeah, like
Yeah, I
there
know how
was
TikTok
one where
moves.
it's like a concert
be
of
there.
Odin dancing and twerking, and Kaido and Big Mom are in the crowd like cheering him on, and that actually looked pretty decent.
Mm,
Yeah, so
that's fun. Oh
it's
yeah,
kinda
I sent
funny.
you that one AI thing. The Gorse. Oh my god,
Yeah,
that one is insane.
One Piece AI is getting crazy, brother.
Yeah, that one. I honestly thought it was like a game thing that I hadn't seen yet. I was like, this quick? I was so impressed that it took me a minute to be like, oh my god, they did this with AI. And I know like AI, various like modules and functions, but they were probably doing it like because it wasn't just solo AI. Like that person clearly has computer graphic knowledge and stuff. And so it's like they were creating honestly gold. It looks so good. I wouldn't even be mad if that's how they looked in the series. Like, because it's like, it's just you have to see it. I don't know how I'd show you guys. Maybe I'll post it in my Discord, but
You gotta
yeah, it's
see it
pretty
to
cool.
believe it.
Yeah, yeah. And I've seen the anime ones, and they're obviously it's One Piece, so it looks good for One Piece, right? But I'm
Yeah.
telling you, it was like posed as like this is the Gorosei from the live action. I was like, I had to question myself for a second. I was like, no shot they got to the Gorosei already. But when they opened up with Saint Saturn, I was like, oh, is it because he has like a panel in like Alabasta, like talking to like Smoker or something? Like, am I like I think around 233 we do see them. So I was like, huh, maybe this is like actually the live action, but no, it wasn't. It was just AI because then they showed all the forms. I was like, huh, this is insane. It's crazy, super
Yeah. And
crazy.
earlier when I was talking about my dead grandparents coming back as AI, it's funny because while I was using the bathroom for a second, I pop on
Oh,
Twitter
you're keeping that in?
just to see. Yeah, yeah, I'm keeping that in. I popped on Twitter for like 2 seconds, and somebody was like, "Yeah, my mom posted an AI generated photo of our family with our dead grandma, and I'm so mad. I'm crying. I just threw up, and I just got done yelling at my mom for this. I can't believe her." And I'm just like, dude,
Yeah,
that's a
it's.
crazy ass
I
problem to
get
have.
it.
I mean, I get
I get
it,
it.
sure, but like to say you're like crying, throwing up, yelling at people, like you sound like the deranged one at this point. I don't know, man.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's kind of like we always talk about it is like some things aren't meant to be posted, and like certain reactions. Like I watched like something where the person was committing a crime, and they try to go to court for it, and it's like you filmed yourself dropping a gun in a river. What do you mean? It's not the internet's fault that you filmed the surroundings, so they figured out where on the bridge you dropped it and just fished out your gun that committed a crime. Like that's insane, and it's like there's more than that, but like yeah, like is the mom weird for doing that? Sure, but like, I don't know if you needed to post about it,
You didn't
like
have to post about it, dude. You
yeah,
could have
that
kept that
doesn't
one to
solve it.
yourself.
You talked to your mom, you did that. Now, like you doing that, I feel like it probably pushed more people to do more of it just to spite that person. Like, oh, if you're
Yeah.
crying now, how about I do your last 10
I
generations?
think I
Like,
think people started doing that. They started looking up who the
that's what I'm
person
saying.
was and started generating images of them.
Yeah.
I think
Like,
somebody generated an image of like a just like a random mom like patting them on the back while they're
yeah.
crying. Like that's so
Yeah.
fucking funny, man.
Yeah, for me it's always wild. I mean, you and I we're social media people, and yeah, whether our success on there is inherent to like what we know about like how it works or how to make good content. I mean, you've been on YouTube for longer than some of the One Piece YouTubers in our space. And the big ones too. And so it's like, I always said it's like it's not a coincidence that Sai is successful with the content he makes. But like
I wouldn't
I
call
just
myself
feel like
successful, but
this
thanks.
but like my point is like you're doing niche stuff. You're not doing like pranks and getting clicks for rage bait, that kind of stuff, right? That kind of stuff. It's easier to get a following, but it's not easy to create content around. But in what I'm like getting to is like at this age of social media, I had wished that people had a healthier relationship with social media where it's like the fact that I hypothetically thought of how people would cyberbully her and I'm not even putting that much thought into it and I'm probably spot on and I'm probably like there's probably not even just worse but I could probably think of all the worst ones at this point and it's crazy because it's like yeah, is that the problem? Sure, but there's also like there's also levels to it and one of the biggest ones is oversharing, right? Like and it's part of like some IRL streaming and streaming like that, they overshare, so now people are like, yeah, what's the problem? I'm gonna share about all my stuff. And it's like on this recording I said I'm 30, but I hadn't said how old I was before because it's like but now I'm like 30, so it's like it's weird if
And you
I like
gotta
masquerade as a
imagine
20 year
who's
old
watching this
you
video
know
3 hours in to hear how old you are.
Yeah, I mean, I said it earlier. I said it after the break, right? I think so.
Maybe,
I forget,
yeah.
or after. Yeah. I mean, so you don't have to bleep it, but like before I'd be like, hey, you guys take a guess, right? But now I'm like 30 and I'm like, it'd be weird if I'm just like, you guys think I'm 25? Like, no, I'm 30, guys, stop. Like, I hadn't shared that. I've been on the internet for 4 years. I've never publicly said that. And it's like crazy because people will be like, oh, here's the hospital I was born in. Here's my social security number. Oh, like if you guys want to send me
Here's me
something, here's
yelling
my
at my
license
mom.
plate, the type of car I have, the model. I'm like, bro, I've been on the internet for 4 years. That's never been necessary. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy how much people go for that, and it's not needed. So, like, yeah, like the girl or person, sorry to assume, but it sounds like something that they with the mom putting the grandma on. Yeah, I'd be like, Mom, why are you doing that? That's weird. But I don't put my mom on the internet. Like, can you guys believe my mom put me through this much trauma? It's like, all right, I don't know if I'll do that. You know,
Yeah, it's a little bit silly.
yeah, that's rough. That's rough. Hopefully,
Yeah,
people are a little
well,
lighter. AI is a scary thing.
AI is cool, dude.
It's scary. Oh, we should start spelling scary with AI. Scary. And with that, guys, thank you guys for listening to the.
Hope you guys had a great time. We will catch you guys later.
Wait,
What's up?
is this the last podcast of the year, or do we have one more?
We got 2 more.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because
All right,
there
guys.
is
See you 2 more
a
times.
break after this next chapter, and then there should be another break after the next chapter. But it's a Wall Street Journal. Oh my god, weekly Shonen Jump break, and there is a chance that spoilers will come out.
I said that before.
So yeah. Wall Street Journal,
On stream,
WSJ. It's like that. That's the first thing I go to. It's like, damn it, I haven't read the WSJ.
I was like, "Wow, why is Wall Street Journal doing this with One Piece? That's crazy." And people are like, "Part, that's not the Wall Street Journal." Oh god.
Apologies.
Yeah.
But yeah. Hopefully you guys had a great time here. I really do not know how anybody listens to us ramble. Like I'm gonna be so serious for a minute. I feel like me and Par yap about absolute bullshit, and people watch these videos, man. I've seen a lot of people like tagging us in like these things where it's like, oh look, I've watched 5 days worth of Parcast content. I love you guys, or oh man, you guys helped me get through the workday. I'm like, how? Like we're just talking about nothing, dude.
It for me, it's when it's outside of our content. So I went to the J Reverie thing, and I wasn't supposed to be there, but I got some time in, and you were there, and I was reading the comments like, "So I get Par in this. You guys are a dynamic duo."
Yeah,
Show
and
them
it's like, man,
and I'm like,
it's so sweet. I'm not saying that to like shame anybody who watches us. I'm just like, that's so sweet, man. Like, I don't know. Like, I have my people I watch. I'm like, dang, where are those people, man? People like listening to us yap about nothing and be stupid for long periods of time.
What was it? We need to have a poll about the stupidest thing we say.
Yeah. We got to start like
Today's...
clipping like, yeah, you're right. We got to start clipping like the dumb things we say and just see like a list of them. Because I'm sure we have like we could easily have like a top 10 most brain dead moments or brain dead takes or bad we cook so many like bad theories that never come true. Obviously, we have like one theory that comes right every now and then. We'll rake in that W. Yeah. But with every good theory we have like $1 million shit ones. I would love like a compilation of dead theories we have, which I was wondering what to do with the Psy Retcon channel. So to anybody who knows, I have the Psy Retcon channel. That's my second channel because of the copyright stuff, blah, blah, blah. I've been thinking about maybe like turning that into a clips channel or like a quick like 1 minute review, 1 minute theories. And one idea I had was like talking about theories that died. And it's like, yeah, like I got a couple of theories that like didn't come true. Not just from like me, but like in general. And it's like, maybe I should start doing that. Like I'll start clipping us and be like, oh, remember me and Par talked about Yaw Rule's talking sword? Yeah, let's talk about that for a minute. Well, let's explain how this works or why this would have worked.
That makes sense. I that would be like my second channels technically would be for that. I would put my clips on there. Versus here, I make like the videos for my shorts, right? So it's kind of funny. We're talking about social media. We're doing the least social media thing, which is we're not making shorts at the moment. So which is like bare minimum, but
yeah,
it is what it is. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
We don't got the FaZe Clan TikTok editors. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Maybe we could go streamer awards. Maybe next year we could get the stream duo.
Yeah. We'll go to the Stream Awards, and if we don't win, let me tell you, I'm gonna crash out on stage.
Yeah, we're gonna get up, do the Ronaldo meme. We're
Dude,
gonna get up acting like we won.
the streamer awards was so painful to watch. I mean, I've only seen clips. I bet in general it's
Uh-huh.
fine, but the clips of
Yeah.
people crashing out or like the weird things that happen, I'm like, oh my god. Like
I mean,
I
most
I
of
can't
those,
imagine hosting a
yeah.
streamer awards with that many egos in the room. That sounds
I think
awful.
most of them were pre-scripted, like all the things I saw, but like the comments that I just didn't get was like people are like, "Oh, this is so low budget." I'm like, "Bro, what do you expect? It is one streamer holding this, and this is actually not that low, but like this is actually pretty nice, all things considered.
Yeah.
Especially because it's
It's
not
hard to
Twitch
call
doing.
that
If
low
Twitch,
budget.
yeah, if like people are like, "Bro, this is my cafeteria." I'm like, "What?
It's
What are you
just Cutie
talking
and
about?"
Ludwig funding it essentially, and sponsors, of course. But
Yeah,
yeah.
Ludwig less so. Like Cutie throws it back more than Ludwig. Ludwig is just there to
Oh
like, I
yeah,
guess,
he's
do
yeah. I
negotiations.
mean, I
Yeah,
just
but like
associate one with the other.
if people said that and Twitch was doing it, that's different. Then I get that, Kristen. But it's like, bro, like, come on, guys, like that doesn't even make sense. But yeah. I mean, obviously, anything like it's the same thing with the Hollywood stuff. Like all this stuff is gonna be cringe to a certain extent. A lot of inside jokes, a lot of other things. So with that being said, guys, if you guys nominate us for best stream collab
It's
next year,
it's so
we
tough with the streamer awards too, because every streamer has like their own community and own inside jokes. So like sometimes they'll
yeah
make an inside joke and nobody gets it, or like only like 5% of
yeah.
people get. It. I'm like, well, that's like it's kind of awkward.
Yeah. Like me and you, we might get up on stage, get the award, and we get a paint bucket and paint it black, right? That would be, and no one would get
Yeah,
that.
nobody would get it. They're
We
like, what
might
the fuck
get
is this, dude?
we might get canceled for doing blackface on the trophy, like,
Yeah, why did they do
with the
this?
people there.
To be
The
fair, a black
kind of
trophy would
shit.
be pretty cool.
Yeah, and then all the One Piece would be like, "Oh, they painted it's armament hockey."
Like
Like,
honestly, a gun medal. Oh, not gun. Gun medal's not exactly black, but just
yeah.
Obsidian trophy would be awesome.
Yeah, Obsidian. I'm
Obsidian.
with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Real obsidian.
I could see a One Piece creator getting into
So it'd
there
be really
soon.
crusty.
Yeah.
But anyways, we're going on for too long. I gotta get some grocery shopping in. You guys
Me
take
too.
care. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll catch you guys later. Thanks for
Moo out.
having us in your top 5% or 10% of viewerships. That's crazy.
Yeah, that is wild.